recording. Okay, so we're live. Can you all hear me? And let's see, my face, maybe make it oh man, it's like morning. All right, my beard's huge. I think I'm gonna trim it today. Okay, anyways, matter of life. What is antimatter? A lie, the anti-truth of reality. Okay, we have Rigel Original dropping some bombs. All right. Anyways, it's epic stuff. Can y'all hear me? All right. Okay, Epic. Regal can hear me. Epic stuff, and he's dropping some bombs. Matter is the support of life. What is antimatter? A lie. The anti-truth of reality. The anti-medium of light, which needs a medium to be, and obviously the anti-light, the nothingness. All right, let's go. All right, we solved it. All right, we solved. All right. Anyways, I'll post this on Rumble. Anyways, guys, how do I like make the camera like? I don't know, cause I'm like looking here. I don't know how this looks. I don't know how I look when you guys are in there. Okay. I'm gonna see how I look when I'm talking. Okay, so because I see my Prism Live Studio here that shows me my face. Okay, I'll maybe be here. Okay, that's good. Okay, that's how I look. Okay, so maybe should make my head a bit bigger. Maybe I think I'll do that. Yeah. Anyways, bear with me as I uncover reality. All right, make it like this. All right. Okay, there it is. We're making my face huge. Or my face huge. Yeah, anyways, I'm gonna like trim my beard later today. It's massive. I trim it like every like 40 days or something. I'm gonna restart. It's like a chia pet. Anyways, all right. So yo, can you hear me? Is audio good? Is audio bad? I'll just have a quick listen of it. I'll listen right here. Testing, testing, testing. Okay, it should be fine. All right. Anyways, we have four viewers, and where's the other one? We're gonna answer a bunch of random questions and then look at antimatter as well. Okay, I just disappeared. Okay, what just happened? Where did it go? Okay, so we lost all the Rumble ones. I just can't believe the Rumble stuff just disappeared. It just accidentally closed it. All right, so I accidentally closed it. Okay, this is my favorite math channel. Nick, here. So yeah, I'll be start doing a math video, new one in a bit. But yeah, anyways, this is the math and again, ask me a bunch of math questions and so on in this stream. You'll do that. But anyways, 1 second quickly. I lost track of. So I accidentally closed the Rumble stuff. I'm gonna open up quickly. I'll just open up here Rumble. I'll just open the Rumble one, and then I'll periodically check the BitChute one later. Anyways, guys, so we are actually I'll open up Odyssey because they usually have sometimes. Yeah, so I'm gonna pop up chat right here. Pop out chat. I need to do this. This goes like that. Okay, this. Drag it out like that. Okay, anyways, so we have Rumble and Odyssey, and I'll just post right here. Can you all hear me? Yeah, so I accidentally closed the other ones. I'll figure that out later. Anyways, let's go through. We have 2 hours, and again, these streams are more about just forcing me to do math, science stuff, and answer questions and so on. Anyways, I'm gonna go and see what do we have in the show. Okay, 29,000 tons of thermite is good. Okay, audio is good. Epic stuff, and I also added these because the audio engineer said put a towel behind my wall, and I added this. I added a bunch of these foam stuff on the wall. It should be decent soundproofing. Sadhguru, can you tell me, is platinum or gold a better acquisition right now given their respective respective gold to platinum ratio? Interesting. All right, this is an investment. Ask Grok that. Ask Grok. I don't know much about that. Besides, well, gold long term goes up, just buy it. But platinum might be good as well. You can ask Grok that. That's a bit of next level stuff. Anyways, I added these foam pads there. Donate to help fund the operation. I paid how much this cost? $16 plus tax and so on. So these foam things, and it was cool is they give it in like this little tiny bag, and then I open it up and it just like gets huge, and you have to wait like apparently you have to wait like 24 hours. I waited 24 hours before putting it in. So here is the size, the difference. Where's the thingy? Is it gone? Yeah, right here. Yeah. So this part right here. So here it is. Initially, it's like all stacked, but it's actually smaller than this, and then it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Okay, it's okay, teacher. Don't worry. Well, like you can ask Grok. Sadhguru, I'm not sure. Can you tell me? Is platinum? We can ask Grok. Here's what I'll do for you because I pay for Grok advanced one. That's why I also use some AI trading, crypto trading stuff. So Grok. We'll ask it right here, and we'll also use it. We'll use the expert one. Deep search. Okay, I'll use expert mode. And then we'll ask, is platinum or gold better acquisition right now given their respective... Okay, so now it's going to start thinking, and then once it's done thinking, it takes like a minute or so. and it'll give you an answer. So anyways, so here we're gonna give you answers to life's questions. Thank you, Guru. Oh, yeah, all right, I'm a guru. All right, let's go. All right, that's pretty interesting profile photo. I'm gonna see how it is. Open channel. Go to channel. Let's have a look at the channel. Okay, there it is. Let's go. We got a cat in boxing gloves. That's pretty much me when I do kickboxing. Okay, Grok was unable. I'm thinking of checking historical. Okay, it's checking stuff. And I'll open up on a side while we deal stuff. I should make it notify me when it's done. I should do that. How do I make it notify me when it's done? And then notify when it's done. Okay, anyway, it's thinking. It's taking forever. It's doing literally non-stop. My cat is champion boxer. Okay, epic stuff. Okay, I'm just gonna keep it there. It should take a minute or two. You kicked my neighbor's dog behind. Wow. All right. Yeah. So before we get to the antimatter, there's some questions here. I had someone ask about I think flat Earth. Okay, so we have flat Earth, and also guys, tomorrow Bart Sabrell's on the show, guys. Again, Bart Sabrell, living situation legend. Hopefully he doesn't hear me talking about him like that. But again, I think he pretty much probably knows that everybody knows he's a shill. Okay, here's Bart. So Bart Sabrell's joining the show. I say, okay, see you. I said, hi Bart. I hope you're doing well. Here's the link to the live stream and Microsoft Teams. Anyways, there's the Bart Sabrell. Again, if you don't know Bart Sabrell, it's this guy. Where's Bart Sabrell? I'm gonna share that thing. Let me grab my notebook for Antimatter. All right, let's go. Bart Sabrell. Yeah, famous. Yeah, so basically, famous anti-moon lander Bart Sabrell goes from being on the Joe Rogan show to being on MES live stream. Okay, there's me with my third eye chakra. All right, let's go. So this is the Joe Rogan. He goes to Joe Rogan getting millions of views, and now he's coming to MES. Bart is S tier name. Okay, yeah, that is interesting. I'm playing dolls with my granddaughter. She doesn't like me diverting attention. Or tell her to watch as well. Get her on the epic show. Okay, so that's Bart Sabrell tomorrow, and also the near-death experience guy. What is it? Near-death experience. So I talked to him. He had a miscommunication. Basically, we're gonna go. He's gonna go on this Saturday. So Saturday he's gonna show up and talk about it, and then also. Okay, this should be on the top. Okay, this should be up. Okay, this is up, and this one should be down. Okay, that's how it is. Whoops. Bart Sabrell. This one is tomorrow. This one is Saturday, and then this one is gonna be that's gonna be on the next Thursday for 9/11. 9/11 special. Is that next Thursday? No, the 2 Thursdays from now. All right. Anyways, so let's continue back on, and this one again is 7 p.m. Tomorrow's 7 p.m. and it's only 1 hour, so 7 p.m. at night, not at morning. And anyways, so that's that, and then also MH370, he might actually show up on the 27th of September. He's a maybe. So anyways, let's continue further. Okay, so here it says here right here. So here's Grok. It thought for 1 minute 42 seconds. Again, Grok's taking all our jobs. AI's taking everything. That's why you gotta get crypto's the only thing I can keep up with AI, and that's probably the only way to make money soon. is crypto. Is where you people use the AI, you earn money. Because right now you're using Grok, and then all the data and so on gets stored by Grok, and they do everything for it. Like they basically take complete advantage and control and money and so on. All right, it's based on the gold to platinum ratio calculated as the price. Anyways, key context. Let's see what it says. It says here, why platinum may be better now. Okay, so it says buy platinum under valuation signal. Anyways, I'll send you a link to this. Here's Nick. There is your link there, and also I'm gonna put the links right here. Also, I'm thinking putting it. So here, guys, use the Threadcast on Hive. Get post there, you get earn money. So again, just to illustrate, people don't quite grasp what this means. I just posted here 6 cents, like USD. Like, does anyone understand what this is? Like all the messages you post got zero money. Mine got 6 cents here. That's pretty ridiculous. Okay, so anyways, I'm gonna put that there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna post on in the comments here of my thingy here, and I'm gonna post on Enleo, so that more people just more posts on here. And also here's Enleo Threadcast. You can join there. Yeah. Anyways, and Nick here, so it says buy platinum. And if you make money, give me 10% cut. Give me 10% cut of profit. Or give me 10% cut of profits if you make a bunch of cash money. Funny thing is, it's a math-related question so far. For every 3-letter agency, we are on topic. Yeah, definitely. I couldn't find the Christchurch video, so that's okay. You guys subscribe to PewDiePie at the beginning. Yeah, yes, girl. Okay, it's, epic stuff. Give me a bunch of cash money, guys. You know the rules. Anyways, guys, also post on 3Speak on Hive blockchain, earn a bunch of cash money. All right, so I'm gonna close. I'm gonna close this one. Okay, so we're gonna get back on. Okay, so we answered one question, guys. We answered someone's question with using Grok AI. It's a basically my professional skill now is gonna be how to use AI. Okay, Sax in the show. 5 minutes behind. No worries. Okay, epic stuff. No worries, Sax. Let's go. Okay, I'm gonna go. Next question here is on. I'm gonna open up these links I have saved up and see what happens. And again, I'm gonna start posting links to Threadcast and Telegram web here. And the reason Telegram right here, it's just good because it's like built in like a desktop up, and it saves everything, and you can download the images, videos like instantly and share them. So that's what I like it, because you can like literally share. Because I like any videos I upload, you can feel free to take them and upload anywhere you want. Provide a link if it's practical, and you can even monetize anything I make. I don't really care. Just do whatever, and so on. But yeah, put a link to the original if you can, because I like putting links to originals just so that you can always double check everything. So there's links. I always put links to every single thing I do, so that you don't need to believe anything I say. You can actually click the links. So for example, so this right here, the soundproof, I put a link to the stuff I bought. And also here's Japanese TV, epic stuff here. This is John Hutchison. The dust on Earth does this too. The radiation goes on to positive plate, negative plate above. I think the stream deserves a like. Yeah, epic stuff, guys. Deserve a like and upvote and give me a bunch of cash money and so on. All right, guys. Anyways, I'm gonna close these stuff. Okay, so we have platinum outperforms gold and so on. Risks to consider if the EV shift accelerates further, platinum demand may lag. So if EV, the electrical vehicle, goes faster, keeping the ratio favoring gold higher, or conversely, persistent inflation or supply disruptions, platinum mining as concentrated in South Africa could favor platinum's recovery. Anyways, so you guys take this into consideration and so on. And okay, so next setup here is okay. Okay, this it may do a little mistakes, hard to read. Okay, we got a bunch of messages here. Okay, so this is Regal. Okay, we got a whole bunch of comments here from Regal. Original. This message following progress in Ether, which I unfortunately wasn't able to try to answer. Different subtleties of Ether, which constitutes. Okay, this is what is the difference between vibrating? I think I might do a full-on one on the Ether. All right. Okay, I'll. This is pretty epic stuff. Well, mind-blowing big numbers. All right. Anyways, yeah, I'll have a look at it when I get a chance. Okay, so next part is okay, so I'm gonna start clicking these links. I'm gonna click this one right here and see what happens. And this was on. We'll do the flat Earth one because the guy asked me multiple times. So this is yeah. So AQ comments here. I showed your calculator to a flat earther. He says you provided a calculator Earth curve. Okay, we went over this one, and then I said thanks. This is more advanced one, and so on. And this guy says, I received an answer from the flat Earth, and he answered, the calculator is for the globe Earth, not for the flat Earth. No, the calculator is for the flat Earth one. You can do flat Earth and globe Earth. You can go globe and flat Earth. So I don't know why he's saying that. You can adjust how it looks like. Anyways, so that's one thing's wrong. I'll start replying. Calculator is for both flat and round Earth. Okay, so we have that. Okay, and this guy says right here. We just refute the observation. We just refute this observation and evidence what they claim is totally. We can clearly see farther than 22 kilometers in a nice calm day without waves. Can you get him to make a video showing him seeing someone else from 22,000? Oh no, 22,000. No, 22 kilometers. Not 22,000 kilometers. No one's doing that. Speaking of, I don't have a giant lake near me. There are plenty of such videos. Looks like you never checked any of those. It's not even about 22 or 50K. It's all about data presented to us from official institutions, instruments, and sizes. We're going to be. Oh yeah. So this guy earlier. I'll read the whole thing so you guys understand. So he says, I showed your calculator to a flat Earth, and he replied like this: you have provided a calculator to Earth curve. Great. Data you have provided is 22 kilometers. So for 22 kilometers, you get 37.98 meters below the Earth. For 22 kilometers. That is the hidden 37.98 meters of the object in a distance according to Earth. Go check yourself. Go to the lake. Go to the big lake in a nice and quiet day without wind and waves. Send your friend 22 kilometers from you. Use GPS to verify it's 22 kilometers from you. Use good zoom on your phone or telescope. It has to be a nice day without wind, waves, because in long distance perspective, it will be hugely distorted by the waves. Okay, that's what he's saying. Go do it. He's telling me to go do that. Then you'll see your friend at the 22 kilometer distance. How is it possible if he should be at 37 below the curve? According to the Earth curve calculators, you can't see him, but yet you see him. So first of all, he's asking me to do that. How is it possible? Earth is not a globe. Earth is flat. So what did he ask? So what did you have to say about the explanation? I said, thanks for asking. That calculator is assuming you're looking from ground level. This is my calculator actually made. This Earth's calculator. So 22, 37.98. All right. 22, 37.98 is below, but that's looking, that's putting your eye on the ground. It's not actually standing up. And so I said, yeah, this one assuming you're from ground level, aka putting your eye on the ground. That is the simple one I made. And then it said, yeah, the more advanced one is this one. So here's a more advanced one. I'll do the just the Earth one right here, globe. That's more advanced one. And you can do you can go, let's say 22, 1, 2, 3. And if your observer height, if I'm 6 foot tall, so 2 meters, and then let's say target size, you're not going to be able to see that. 37. Let's see, yeah, 37 will be able to, it will be visible. So 37 meter target size is visible, yeah. So it's not going to be below the ground. So you can go, let's say 10 meters. So you can't see it 10 meters. We'll make this bigger. How long? Getting good. So we can see. You can see the head of 24 meters. So you can see 24 meters tall. So you can see that, and that's with just general. This is zero refraction. Here's more refraction. You can see above it. So with refraction, you can actually see above it, and you can see you can actually compare it with the flat Earth one. Here's globe versus flat. Here's flat Earth one. Flat Earth one would look like this. Eye level is right up here. Here's globe versus flat Earth. Okay, we got a phone call. 1 second. I'll be back. Yeah, the phone call was from likely spam, so I like how they auto do that. Anyways, yeah, Nick, last night I learned about Archimedes cattle equation. Interesting. Was that my video? Mind-blowing numbers. Radio is telekinetic force using electrostatic. Okay, we have alleged attack. Is ion implemented material considered an antimatter, or is it isotope? Okay, these are interesting questions. We'll get to that in a bit. Okay, trophy for hybrid aliens. And moon projector is way more stupid than flat Earth, if you ask me. Okay, trophy? What's trophy for hybrid humans, aliens, victims, and moon projector is way more stupid than flat Earth, if you ask me. Well, flat Earth is again, it's you just look at the moon, and it's like, and again, it's I don't know. Flat Earth is just I think the only thing competes with it is thermite. Right. Anyways, I'm gonna try to slow down my speaking. Okay, so. I'm gonna answer this guy because it's the guy who's talking to him. I'm pretty sure is a disinfo troll. Like he can't be serious. The guy that his person he's referring. It's like, how could someone be so like oblivious? So anyways, going right here, I said yeah. So anyways, so I said the more advanced one is this one, and I said, can you get him to show a video of a video showing himself seeing someone else from 22 kilometers, not 1,000. I don't have a giant lake near me. Yeah. So. He asked me to do that. I said, no, you do that. And he says, no, I'm not going to do that. You find some videos, okay? So first of all, he's not doing what he's literally telling me to look at other videos. It's like, all right, what? All right, anyways. So here's globe versus flat Earth. I'm going to go quickly reset everything. Let's go reset all. Okay, reset all. 22,000. 20,000 meters. So we're going to go target size like this. We're going to see refraction. Or zero refraction. So here's how globe versus flat Earth one. Flat Earth one should look like this. 10 meters should look like that. But if you said 37, I think target size. Let's just see refraction. So if you have something 10 meters, you should be able to visibly see it. Versus globe one, you're not going to see 10 meters. But if you increase this one, you'll see this one. And here's eye level. If you look straight ahead, you'll see something 39 meters. But on the flat Earth one, you should see it like massive. So here's on the left is flat Earth, right is globe, and that's another thing is like when you look straight up anything when you're never gonna see. Yeah, that's another part. It's like if it's actually flat, why would it be always the horizon at the bottom? Why isn't it somewhere like higher up? So if you actually look straight ahead, it will actually be like that's how it look like. Eye level's right here. If you're looking straight ahead. Yeah, so with refraction. Okay, so with refraction looks okay. There it is. That's how you get the 99 to get finally equal to it. Anyways, so let's go back to the clown show guy. So thank the son your answer. I said, "Hi Matthew, I received an answer from the flat earther, and he answered the calculators for the globe Earth, not flat Earth. Their official data related to the globe Earth and Earth curve, not flat Earth data. Okay, it is Earth flat one. We just refute with observation any claim. He says." We can clearly see farther than 22 kilometers a nice day. Okay, who's we? He hasn't done it. Can you get him to make a video showing himself seeing someone else from 22 kilometers? They said there are plenty of videos. Okay, so he's not doing it. So it looks like he never checked any of those. It's not even about 22 or 50 kilometers. It's all about data presented for us from official institutions. Distances, measurements, sizes. We're going to buy their data provided, and we show it's impossible because we can see the object according to their own calculation. Official convexity curvature of Earth's provided in the video as well. Okay, this video. Laser hit distance 32. Well, you can't use really laser one. Can't really do that. Ask yourself when you use a laser as a straight line. No, it's not straight. It spreads out. Is laser bending to the Earth? It bends and it spreads out, so you can't use that properly. Ask yourself a question: how is it possible that the laser hit 32 kilometers distance of Earth as a globe? Yeah, that's fine. It can hit anything. The target should be behind Earth according to official data. Yeah, it is impossible to reconcile the Southern Cross and the North Star in a flat Earth model. Yeah, and also the moon is upside down on the southern hemisphere. The southern hemisphere is upside down. It's like why? Only thing they can do is come up with obfuscation of the subject, inducing refraction, fatigue or immersion, or other observation. If people want to believe in Earth as a globe and Earth curvature covering what they do, we have been taught by crazy years, anyways. People never challenge what they believe. Now he's just storytelling, just give us the actual data. People never challenge what they believe. He hasn't actually looked at anything. There are 1,000 upon 1,000 videos. Can anyone make his own observation, get his own conclusion? Okay. Calculus for both flat Earth. And okay. And why would he ask me to go to lake? And yeah, to go to a big lake. If he why would he ask me to go to a big lake and look through? Yeah, well, go to big lake to look to the other side when he hasn't done it. Tell him to do it rather than yeah. Okay. Okay, let's see the videos now he sent. Okay, this video, YouTube is just trash. Okay, so you have to press the button. Okay, I can't, it's Odyssey. Let's press this button. Okay, let's leave. Let's see what this video says. Attorney's Guide to the #1 proof of other than top 5 long distance observations. Brainwash will deny your own eyes. Okay, like what is the actual video? Observer height.
And observation height of 5 feet.
I've seen this guy before. He's disinvited.
15.8 miles away, and if you look closely, there's another ship behind that one, proving that the horizon is even further than 16.8 miles. The camera height was only 2 feet above the water, and the globe physical horizon should have been closer than 1.7 miles. Furthermore, the globe...
Okay, but anyways, he's sending a 29-minute video on, like, what is the actual thingy that he's showing, though? Where's the, 22 kilometers? I'm not watching this long, nonsense there. Okay, this is the laser one. Oh, this is laser. Go back here. Okay, laser is super disinfo. It's the truth above all. Okay, like, why is Odyssey so utterly slow? He says, Elijah, can we move on to antimatter? I know the ether exists. I want to understand what you mean by antimatter. Yeah, that's the thing. We'll have to figure out what it is. We'll get. Okay, I'll go after this flat Earth one. I'll go to it right after. Just because the guy asked me multiple times. Okay. Yeah. Anyways. And also, also 22 kilometers is tiny relative. Let's see. Of the Earth. Okay, I'm gonna ask Rock quickly. What is the circumference of the Earth? And okay, what is the circumference of Earth? And what percent is 22 kilometers of it? Yeah, it's straight people, but also the laser also expands. The only way to do it is you need to have like a cutout. I've done this before. Okay, so I'm gonna quickly answer this guy's questions, then we'll go over the other stuff. Tell me they don't understand how light works. The nonsense is real. Yeah, it's okay. Oh, I'm using the expert. No, use auto. Okay, stop. I don't want to use the expert. The expert I only have a few, and it takes forever. So I'm gonna go quickly. Okay, 40,000 is 0.05. Okay, if I had a 1-foot sphere, Earth, how many? If I had 1 foot, how many? Actually, yeah, if it's like, yeah, if I had a 1 foot diameter, how many millimeters would this millimeters of arc on the surface would be? Okay, so it's gonna do this quickly. It's gonna bet 0.5 millimeters. All right. It's literally, it's not even a millimeter. All right, 0.5 arc seconds here. Okay, this is the Dave guy is pretty good for the laser flat Earth. Okay, where's the? I think I did this one before. Okay, I'll do this one here quickly. X. I did this. Someone said about flat Earth stuff. Flat Earth laser. Okay, someone asked about laser. Yeah, this one right here. Yeah. So to do that. Yeah. So apparently the record of using a handheld laser distance is only 7.7. Okay. World record. Okay. No, that's world record is 141. Okay, apparently the world record is 141 kilometers. Okay, this is can it be seen from 85 miles away, well beyond the edge of our outer atmosphere, of course. All right, so that's pretty cool. Okay. Okay, yeah. So basically, the thing with the when you shine a laser there, flat Earth one, it actually it expands out. So the only way you'll need to do is get a hole there so that it's perfectly in line there. Yeah, so you need to you would need to have it such that it goes straight through. So basically, you need to have a hole in both areas so that the actual input and output is the exact same. I'll send this right here. I'm gonna quickly answer the guys. It's relatively tiny compared to the let's go 40,000 kilometers. Okay, I'm gonna go right here quickly. I'm gonna go put this here, and I can do split view. I'm gonna go open in split view. Okay, yeah, so right here, also 22 kilometers, tiny relative to the 40,000 circumference of the Earth. So a 1-foot sphere. So on a 1-foot spherical Earth, yeah, on a 1-foot diameter sphere, 22 km would be just 0.5 millimeters. Like, who cares? So it's a tiny distance. The laser experiment is highly flawed since lasers they distribute outwards. they spread out with distance. A better experiment be to make a cutout of a hole at both ends and see if the laser can shine through it. Rather than just seeing the light beam. Alright, and anyways, also I'm gonna say this, I'll say that this guy here, Dave guy's pretty good. I'm gonna go to Dave guy. This guy's not a serious person. I'm gonna say, this Dave, mainstream debunker guy, again, this is very good, Flat Earth. Actually, I think this is Flat Earth WS. I'm gonna go quickly, laser. This is laser. Okay, beyond the Earth, ring laser. Light scattering demonstration using laser pointers. Refraction of laser beam. Okay, this is light scattering. Okay, why space appears dark and okay, this is I'll just say this guy's thing. Okay, I'll say it. I also am unsure if your friend is serious or not. This website and channel are good sources for debunking flat Earth. This one and this one here, the Dave guy's pretty good. Again, it's like it's very, 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 very straightforward. I don't know. I'm gonna go to quickly here. Okay, flat Earth. Okay, anyways, okay, anyways, so again, you guys not serious. I just don't know this. I just know that this flat Earth stuff is harmful. Another live stream with Dr. Methaminer on psychedelic drugs, spirituality could be way more interesting. Yeah, definitely. Flat Earth truly only works in esoteric spiritual matters if that's alright. Okay, anyways, I say that we'll go over some antimatter stuff now, and then we'll go over whatever the questions that I had before. And the reason I went over antimatter, because John Hutchison sent some paper about antimatter. So antimatter, when nothing has meaning, to me, both flat Earth and spinning ball are boring and outdated concepts. There are more than two possibilities. No, but the thing I'm trying to show is that it's not flat. Okay, that's the thing. So it's very, very easy to prove that it's not flat. Okay, just look at the moon, and look at the Earth always goes around the exact same area. And when you look at the horizon, it always goes down. Like it doesn't go to the sideways. It's not going sideways. So you can also see right here. Okay, so that's this part. And the other part is this actually, the flat Earth one. It's like it's actually the moon landing actually debunks flat Earth. When you look at this footage that I showed. Oh yeah, okay. So we'll go over the Bart Sobral one. Okay, we'll go over the flat Earth one in a bit. But I want to go back to the. So I'll show this one after. Because this one here, if you actually look at it very, very carefully, this proves that these are real photos. This is a real screenshot from video, and this is a real photo, and they match up with literally a hurricane, in low Earth orbit. It's like the odds of this happening up is like again it's like if NASA or the government is interconnecting all these different agencies combined in like that only like literally two people have ever done this, me and some random guy on YouTube, all right. Then hats off to them. They are literally the greatest like magical performers of all time. This is the to me the level of like matching all these obscure little details. It's like 9/11. It's like where towers turned us, but this one is like just how do you match up all these details where only two people in the world that know about this. This is me and some random guy on YouTube, and the guy I got this from on YouTube is the guy who did this one here. I should put a link to that. Is MES Moon. This random guy with no subscribers. So that part I got it was from here. This one here, Halfway to the Moon. Yeah, Comedy Time Inc. How many subscribers do you have? He has 85 subscribers. 14 years ago he made this video. He made this video 14 years ago, and showing that Hurricane Bernice lines up with the NASA photo and the NASA footage. All right, like the Apollo mission and the actual footage that Bart Sobral is using, and also Leslie, I think Bart Sobral actually deceptively edited that video as well. It's not just like bogus cut out nonsense. It's also deceptively edited. So I'm gonna put a So I got this from here. I'm gonna say I'm gonna put a link quickly and then get back to the show. Okay, this is gonna be Photoshop file. Okay, I'm gonna go Hurricane Bernice. Okay, let's go original video. Okay, and then paste this. Yeah, just gets for posterity sake. Okay, so that's the original video. So now I'm gonna go so the comment I replied to this guy. Where'd it go? Okay, where did the thing go? Where did the thing go? Okay, I think this is here. I'm gonna quickly go back. I'm in the Netherlands. It's suddenly flat here. Okay, Gonzo's in the Netherlands. So so Netherlands is flat. All right, let's go. Okay, I'm gonna post. Okay, so we replied here. I'm gonna start posting this again, like I said, and I'm gonna put this in the threadcast. And I'm gonna post this right here on Telegram. So it's stuff that I went over. So now we're gonna go over the antimatter stuff, and then we'll go back to the Bart Sobral stuff for the finishing off of the stream. Okay, so we have. I'll keep Grok open. Cancel Stephen West. Please cancel subscription. What is? Okay. No longer being used. I have no idea who. Email address. Last 4 digits. Phone number. What in the world's going on here? Okay, Rocket Money. Okay, report spam. All right, so we got some spam there. Regal talking about Ether. One thing, John says Joe Mossad on the web. It's easier to pronounce. Okay, we got sorry. Yeah, so you got a real name, Joe. So you're Joe Mossad. Okay, epic stuff. Original religionaire. Okay, anyways, I'm gonna close these stuff. Okay, so yeah, so this part here is actually more accurate because again, light spreads out. So it's like, all right, and it's also tiny. Like I don't quite people quite understand how tiny it is. How big is Earth? Okay, I'll go quickly. Where's the Dave guy? Close some stuff. Then we'll go to the flat Earth. I just want to quickly show how tiny the Earth is. I mean, how tiny the how big the Earth is. Earth, big. Flat Earth failed. See the. I underestimate how tiny this is really good.
Hello, everybody. Hope
it's like they don't quite understand how tiny it is. Where's the Okay, so yeah, so this is the atmosphere of the Earth. The atmosphere of the Earth is let's see, at 35,000 feet.
average cruising altitude of a commercial aircraft is 35,000 feet, or about 10,600 meters. Scaled down to 1/42 millionth, that is 1/4 of a millimeter. This pin is only 1/2 millimeter in diameter.
Yeah, so that pin is the 22 kilometers on a 1-foot sphere.
So laying this pin on the model globe, a commercial airliner would be cruising through the middle of it. Concorde would not have even got above it. 1/2 millimeter to that scale equals 69,000 feet. Felix Baumgartner's famous Red Bull skydive was a jump from 127,852 feet, or 38,969 meters. Even that doesn't reach a full millimeter to scale on this globe. It's equal to 0.93 millimeters. Equal to 95 surface and most macro lenses, which are
yeah, so what I mean, it's like literally tiny. Okay, this is where's the oh, that was him checking the other stuff. Okay, where's the comparison? How big is the Earth? Okay, anyways, that'll be for another day. All right, so let's go back to the antimatter. So the reason the antimatter, I was supposed to do it earlier, but then everything got in the way. Antimatter. So I'm gonna go right here. If I search up antimatter, and the first post I did was the only post I've ever done about antimatter was from because John Hutchison sent me this file. So I think people are paid to be disinformation agents. Yeah, well, some of them are like the ones that purposely make the videos like actually have to do that. Rhonda's still not functioning. Her sister had to take her in. She's a mess after losing her twin. My buddies say her health is dwindling. I'm 3 hours drive away. Oh wow. Is that the Rhonda, the one I helped get a Hive account? Yeah, that's pretty wild. So she had a twin sister die. That is tough. Okay. Trying to grow spores can be challenging. Okay. 20,000 tons. Apparently, they grow spores in Iran. Okay. Anyways, so we have John Hudson sent me this very interesting 1984 to 1985 paper for the U.S. Air Force Rocket Propulsion Laboratory about anti-proton, antimatter annihilation being used for propulsion in space. Yeah. So we'll go over that, and then we'll read over Religer Original's stuff on this on Ether, and then we'll go back to I want to talk some flight Earth. Some moon landing stuff, which is very very interesting. Okay, the only interesting discussion of why these things are being used at this time. What things are being used? Okay, Okay, anyways, let's go back into here, or circumference. Okay, so here. So John Hutchison sent me this very interesting 1984 to 1985 paper prepared for the U.S. Air Force Rocket Propulsion Laboratory about anti-proton and antimatter annihilation being used for propulsion in space. Yeah, MES, no, we're not. Okay, all right, there it is. So this is a paper that is final report, anti-proton annihilation propulsion. This is from 1984 to 1985. This is from advanced, I think that's from the U.S. Air Force Rocket Propulsion Laboratory. So Air Force Rocket Propulsion Laboratory. And it goes over here, antimatter propulsion, antimatter, antiproton, advanced propulsion. Anti-proton annihilation propulsion is a new form of space propulsion where milligrams of antimatter are used to heat tons of reaction fluid to high temperatures. The hot reaction fluid is exhausted from a nozzle to produce high thrust at high specific impulse. This study was to determine the physical, engineering, and economic feasibility. I'll zoom in a bit. Feasibility of anti-proton annihilation propulsion. The conclusion of the study is that anti-proton propulsion is feasible but expensive. All right, so feasible but expensive because the low mass of the antimatter fuel more than compensates for its high price. So it is feasible but expensive. It's a low mass, yeah, more than compensates. Comparative mission studies show that antimatter fuel can be cost effective in space. Okay, where even normal chemical fuel is expensive because its mass must be lifted into orbit before it can be used. Anti-proton annihilation propulsion is mission enabling in that it allows missions to be performed that cannot be performed by any other propulsion system. Yeah, this is some interesting setup here. And it goes over a whole bunch of setup here. Anti-proton cooler and storage ring. So basically they're trying to analyze how expensive it would be and so on. And I took screenshots of all of the interesting tables and photos. And I put them all here, and so on here, and a whole bunch of stuff here. And they basically did a full study on this, and they're saying it is feasible. And also here's Elon Musk's Doge guy doing the hand side. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna go over here. So here's a paper from the dtic.mil. Okay, this is John sent me this one. Anti-proton annihilation propulsion, and it's 212 pages. Race versus then encourage no response. Okay, so I'm gonna go quickly how some anti-proton production fundamentals. Okay, so generation of anti-proton. See how this moves. Background anti-proton physics at CERN, anti-proton physics at Fermilab, anti-proton physics at IHEP. Comparison of anti-proton production facilities, efficiency of present production facilities. Okay, let's go right here. Some proton production, efficiency present production, and then some anti-proton production fundamentals. Generation of anti-protons, angular capture of magnetic lenses. Okay, so again, this is some deep stuff from 1984, 85. All right. And they got everything next level. Did John have to study this in the 80s, or is he currently doing? This is what he was researching then and now, because he basically goes through all these papers and sees what he can find, and then he puts things together based on his intuition. So he was researching this way before, and even now he sent us to me. So okay, anti-proton annihilation propulsion is a new form of space propulsion in which milligrams of antimatter are used to heat tons of reaction fluid to high temperatures. the hot reaction fluid, again, this is it's still in the mainstream realm in that it's not using, this is hot and it's not using anti-gravity. No, you know where the unaccounted government snake money's going? Yeah, that is true. This is where it's going. Okay, the study was constructed by the Air Force Rocket Propulsion Laboratory to determine the physical engineering and economic feasibility of anti-proton annihilation propulsion. The conclusion of the study is that anti-proton annihilation propulsion is feasible but expensive, but it makes up for it because it's less mass. Okay, so anyways, it goes on here. I'm going to go over the background on antiprotons. Okay, so background. Antimatter in the form of antiprotons, we're talking about antiprotons, is being made and stored today, albeit in small quantities. The only known major producer is the Organisation Européenne pour le Recherche Nucléaire, formerly the Center for European Nuclear Research, or CERN. Okay, so it's CERN, basically, in Europe. Fermilab in the US has started construction of their own anti-proton facility and expects to be in operation in 1985. So it's like they're talking about this, and all of a sudden I don't hear much about antimatter in the mainstream. So it's like, all right, they probably classified it and ran away. Antiprotons Antiprotons are generated by sending high energy beam of protons into a metal target, as shown in Figure 1.1. All right, so producing, capturing, and storing antiprotons. So we'll read that again. So are generated by sending high energy. Okay, so I'm gonna go to washroom. I'll be back. But in the meantime, I'm gonna play my favorite. What is that? What is it? Trailers. Trailers for live show. I'm gonna play my favorite trailer and then come back. This is the Hutchison effect. Actually, we'll just put the Hutchison effect or the music one. Where's Hutchison music? I think I put it in somewhere here. Meter or something like that. Meteor. Yeah, this one here. Intro the Hudson effect. Okay, I'm gonna play this. And we'll go. I'm gonna just close.
Most people would agree.
Okay, I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna go washroom. I'll be back.
Most people would agree you can't get something for nothing. There's no such thing as a free lunch. And yet, we get our oxygen free from the air we breathe. We get sunlight free, and water, that used to be free until bottled drinking water came along. But science has come a long way since then. And laws, well, there's never been one that hasn't been broken.
Well, free energy is basically, and another word for it is zero-point energy. It's energy that is contained within the vacuum of space and which is virtually undetectable by any traditional means. In fact, the energy is homogeneous and isotropic, the same everywhere, the same in all directions.
Canadian government seized my laboratory, which was 22 tons of equipment. I came back from Germany and moved into this place here and started my experiments again with Army surplus and Navy surplus equipment. And some of this equipment actually goes back to the 1940s. Directional finding equipment, all kinds of neat configurations, waveforms and that, right up to 44 gigahertz. It gives me a wide range and wide spectrum of fields and that to work with.
All right, anyways, there's John Hutchison talking a bunch of top level stuff. Okay, so okay, the guy, the IQ says hi, thanks Matthew. I'll talk to him, and I know about the possibility that he must be a fraud. All right, let's go. Okay, we got someone that's realizing the guy he knows is a fraud. All right, Epic's up. So we got frauds all over the planet. All right, anyways, so that's John Hutchison. That trailer there, Epic's up there. This Blue Bacon guy, absolutely ridiculous. All right. Anyways, so Platinum outperforms, and again, the guy who sent me that, if you make a bunch of cash money, throw it at me at your way. All right. So, anyways, going back into this antimatter stuff, which is again absolutely fascinating. That they're talking about this then, and then they said it is feasible, and then they just disappear. Okay. So okay, in the form of antiprotons made and stored. Okay. I want to know how it's exactly made, because basically how it's made is pretty much what describes what it actually is. Okay. So this is it was reported that Institute of High Energy in the U.S. was okay. So Russia was also constructing an anti-proton production facility, but no further information on construction progress has been published since. Okay, so Hutchins effect, bending, levitation, fusing steel since the 70s. Yeah, that's the thing. It's magic. So in these facilities, the anti-protons are generated by sending a high-energy beam of protons into a metal target as shown. Okay, so basically you send high-energy beam of protons. So the question is, well, what in the world's a proton? Well, so proton is basically what everything is made up. So basically you heat up, I think, okay, so I'll actually, we'll figure out how they get the protons. So basically you're sending, I would assume, hydrogen, individual protons. So when the relativistic protons, because it gets super, super fast, strike the dense metal nuclei, their kinetic energy, which is many times their rest mass, is converted into a spray of particles. So it's going and colliding into it, some of which are antiprotons. All right, so we throw high beam of protons, or like hydrogen, at, so again, when you think of protons, just think of many hydrogens together. So hydrogen is struck metal target, and then they spray a bunch of particles. Some of them are antiprotons. Okay, so what is the a magnetic field focuser and selector separates the antiprotons from the resulting debris, decelerates it, and directs it into a storage ring. So they literally just go and collect it with a magnetic field. So basically, apparently, this magnetic field focuser. So if you get a bunch of particles, and I think the only difference. We'll read the mainstream right here. Antimatter wiki. Okay. All right, let's go right here. Okay, so basically, let's go back here. In modern physics, antimatter is defined as matter composed of the antiparticles or partners of the corresponding particles in ordinary matter, and can be thought of as a matter with reverse charge and parity, or going backward in time. Okay, backward in time. Antimatter occurs in natural processes like cosmic ray collisions and some type of radioactive decay, but only a tiny fraction of these have successfully been bound together in experiments to form anti-atoms. Minuscule numbers of antiparticles can be generated at particle accelerators, but total artificial production has only been a few nanograms. No macroscopic amount of antimatter has ever been assembled due to the extreme cost and difficulty of production and handling. Nonetheless, antimatter is an essential component of widely available applications related to beta decay, such as positron emission tomography, radiation therapy, and industrial imaging. So it's basically antimatter is available. It is part of a widely used applications. So essentially, it's just matter, but with reverse charge or parity. So we'll go back here, antiparticle. So, for example, if and I think basically what they'd look at, let's say if a proton weighs, let's say, X amount, and then it has a positive charge, and then if there's another particle weighs the exact same, but it's a negative charge, they call that antimatter. So in particle physics, every type of particle of ordinary matter, as opposed to antimatter, is associated with an antiparticle with the same mass but opposite physical charges. So that's like this, whatever this proton is, there's another one with the same mass but different charge, but opposite charge. So in other words, it's spinning one way and the other one is spinning the other way. So basically, think of left hand, right hand. That's pretty much what I think it is. I think the this like ether vortex spinning one way, the other one is spinning the other way, exact same mass. And then they annihilate because it's similar when you have opposing spins hitting each other and they just destroy. Antiparticle pairs can annihilate each other, producing photons. Since the charges of the particles and antiparticles are opposite, total charge conserved. For example, the positrons produce a natural radioactive decay quickly annihilate themselves with electrons, producing pairs of gamma rays. So when they positrons, so electrons, and this is positron is a negative, is a positive electron, produce a natural annihilate with electrons producing gamma rays. So gamma basically annihilates, and then there's a ripple in the ether. A process exploited in positron emission tomography. So we have this. This actually uses antimatter. So right here. So basically, it charges with it's electrons with positive charges. Okay? Instead of going opposite of the current, goes with current. Okay, so that is what it is. Basically, it's just the same mass with opposite charge, and I actually believe charge is just ether rotation. So it's spinning one way. If something's spinning this way, or usually right hand thing, left hand would be, where's it? Why is my thingy? Yeah, left hand. We'll go back here and go like this way. Okay. If this is if this one is spinning this way, that's gonna be positive charge. This gonna be negative charge. And if they're the same mass, so basically the opposite ways. Okay. Let's go right here. Okay, so we have Uncle Murray is in the show. All right, let's go. All right. Anyways, now we have this antiproton. So basically, you send high energy beam of protons into metal target as shown. When the relativistic protons strike the dense metal nuclei, their kinetic energy, which is many times. Okay, it's many times, and it converted into it, and then they were able to grab it and then slow it down using magnetic field. So here it is. So we have relativistic proton beam, 100. What is it? Gigavolts, basically high energy proton. So hydrogen's being sent here. And again, I would assume they're using magnetic field also to send that. So they send it, metal target, and then you get a bunch of debris right here. And then you have bending magnetic focuser and selector. So it uses magnetic field where you'll have some charges. If the positive ones or the normal matter goes in one way, then the opposite of the magnetic field would be the anti-particle mumbo jumbo. So bending magnetic focuser and selector, relativistic antiprotons goes in here. Anti-proton decelerator, so another magnetic field. Sub-relativistic antiprotons, so basically go in a circle then. Cool antiprotons, and then there's the speed is 100 MeV as opposed to this is the giga. This goes 100. Basically, you got 100 GeV. It slows down. Then the magnetic focuser gets them to 10 GeV, and then it slows down to in the million instead of this giga billions or whatever. Maybe check if there's any patent based on this document. Yeah, that's a good idea. Google patents. Yeah, we'll go to Google patents and we'll go to antiproton, antimatter. Yeah, there's gonna be a bunch. Okay, why is it? It's blowing up? Okay, we're not allowed to ask this, guys. The thing is blowing up. Okay, so we can't ask antimatter. Okay, we just shattered antimatter. What is going on here, guys? We've I think we cracked the code. Okay, antiproton. Proton. Okay, what is going on here? Google's. Okay, patent search. Patent. Okay, there it is. There it is. Okay, so it was like blowing up. Antiproton production, delivery for imaging and termination. There are patents right here. It says bipolar treatment, and a lot of this is with treatment and stuff, but none for propulsion. So anti-propulsion. Google. Okay, Google's just blowing up, guys. I'm like getting the. It's like one of those. It's like the Simpsons one. Okay, there's nothing on propulsion right here. Look, I think they probably took all the patents related to propulsion and antimatter. Okay, a heat shield for spacecraft using proton. Okay, so antiproton is antimatter. Okay, it's like destroying my eyes. Why is it doing that? This reminds me of the Simpsons Japanese one. Okay, self-propulsion engine for utilizing inertial kinetic energy by rotation. This problem to be solved. A spherical high energy synthesizer. Self-propelling engine using action-reaction the same system. Okay, this is just inertial propulsion. Harness, spaceship to harness radiations. Acceleration method, mass driver, and transportation. Okay, so this isn't. Yeah, so there's nothing on propulsion. That's interesting. So propulsion. This is just gyroscope probably. Gyro. I think it's gyro or pendulum. Rotating. Okay, anyways. Is there any images? There should be like. So I had a I thought, well, basically I think in my opinion every single patent needs a video explanation or demonstration of the actual item. And also, anyways, going back to that thing, it reminds me of the Japanese Simpsons Caesars. This is the glitching of Google right here, patents. Yeah, the glitching right here. Let's go antimatter. Yeah, this glitching right here. It's like it reminds me of the Simpsons right here. If I go to, it's a Japanese show that causes Caesars right here.
Hey, I'm still checking out Japanese TV. Isn't this that cartoon that causes seizures?
Alright, there it is.
Bart, what are you doing? What the?
All right.
Alright, anyways, yeah, so that's the one that causes seizures. Yeah, so we don't see anything there. But anyways, going back here, so they actually were discussing this, how to cool them and collect them. Okay, so anyways, so it's just same mass, different charge. and any proton physics at this present status at that. Okay, so and then they discuss how they keep going on and on how they can do this, and anti-proton production facility at Fermilab, and this is how Fermilab uses collects its anti-protons. And again, the key part is it annihilates with its partner component, like basically with its normal matter. So antimatter. So if you have an anti-proton, and then you put it in a bunch of helium, I mean not helium, and if you put it in a bunch of hydrogen gas, for example, I would assume they would annihilate, and then you have like a huge amount of heat. So we'll actually ask Rock right now about this nonsense. I mean about this magical stuff, not necessarily nonsense. Okay, anyways, if I had a container of anti-protons and put it inside and released it inside a container of hydrogen gas, what would happen? Okay, let's ask this. Users thinking, okay, just do auto. It's doing the expert. Don't do the expert one. It takes forever. Anyway, anti-components, protons, negative charge. Okay, anyways, we'll solve this and give us back. All right. Also, the same guy that asked me about the flat earther also asked me right here. I think he also asked me, do you really believe that they landed on the moon? Seriously, why didn't they go there anymore? Well, what I'm saying is I can't find any fakery. Okay, there's nothing that I see that's fake. And going to the moon, in my opinion, is easier than faking it. Going to the moon is easier than faking it, right? So and also I actually believe they're gonna have a base on the moon in our lifetime. I think within 10 years they'll actually have a base there, and then basically you'll have like live streams from there. Again, it's similar to how you have the ISS live stream, but you can literally see the ISS live all like at all hours of the day. So it's like they're gonna have this. Okay, this ISS aiming there, but you can also see it.
Sergey. I'm on.
You can have it seeing yeah, you can see the Earth there, and so on. So you're gonna have this eventually from the moon, and then basically aiming stuff. And apparently they want to go to Mars, create a permanent base there. And again, when people say, hey, how come they haven't gone back? Well, it's 50 years or however long it is. Yeah, 50 years, 50 years. It's not much. It's like we got 2,000 years of fake mainstream progress. It's like it's like for example, it's kind of like saying, hey, they turned the towers to dust. Wait, why don't they turn other stuff to dust? Hey, they might have. I don't know. But it's like again, I mean, okay, the Dark Attack made it. Okay, let's go. Okay, so Dark Attack's in the house. Yeah, but anyways, there's gonna be like live streams on there. So again, they're gonna be on a permanent base on the moon, and then there'd be like similar live streams like this, and then there'd be the similar the usual like people saying, hey, this is all fake and so on. But I'm like, no, it's hard to fake every single thing always forever, and not a single actual real like mistake that's not bogus. And anyways, so that's that part. Okay, so we got the protons one. So we pretty much understand anti-protons. And again, and the reason it's annihilates, I think it's go to MES experiments, or actually MES physics. So what I think is happening is it's literally just an ether rotation, and then they collide. The collisions are from just ether rotation. So here's the example. It's a super simple one. Spinning tops. If they're spinning the same direction, yeah, spinning tops in opposite directions spin together. Actually, no, this one is yeah. So actually, the other way is colliding. Anyways, this is actually, yeah. So if it's spinning in opposite, it collides. Okay, actually, it's a bad example. Yeah. So we have it in. If they're spinning the same direction is when they collide. No, yeah, this is spinning this way. Yeah, these are opposite directions. They actually merge as one. So that's actually okay. Never mind. So it's not actually exactly like spin then. Okay, so we made a mistake here, just because this is, if these spin in opposite directions, so it doesn't necessarily spin. So these are spinning in, I'm going to quickly show this. Okay, this is spinning clockwise, and they're both spinning clockwise. Go back here. This is spinning clockwise. I do like this video. This is just, yeah, so anyways, yeah, so take it back on the antimatter opposite spins, and it might be similar to that. Just because I was thinking about this by accident. This is the same spins collide, opposite spins, they merge as one. So that's interesting. So that could be also part of annihilation maybe, if the energy gets too high. So if you have spinning tops, strike with opposing one. If they strike, these are spinning the same direction. They hit each other. So this one goes this way, and then they hit each other, and then they slow down. So this one slows down. But then if you spin it the opposite direction, spinning counterclockwise, and now their opposite spins line up as one. So if antimatter is like this, which I think there's a possibility of just ether rotating. If it's actually in the same direction where they annihilate, it might be that they merge. The speed gets too high, and then it gets faster than speed of light. Or it approaches faster than speed of light and then explodes, or something like that. But anyways, that's just a thought experiment. And again, this one, when you spin opposite directions, this speeds it up. This one would have died a long time ago, but this one keeps spinning it up. Anyways, so that's fine. Oh, that's Kelly. Is Dark Architect Kelly? Anyways, okay, that's antimatter stuff there, but I do want to illustrate this one, and then they discuss here how much proton energy they can obtain. Antiproton particles, and then we'll go back to this one right here. So when antiprotons are released into a container of hydrogen gas, which consists of H2 molecules, so that's no, not H2, isn't it? Isn't that helium? Or no, H. They diffuse and collide with the hydrogen molecules. Antiprotons, being negatively charged, repel the electrons in the hydrogen molecules while attracting the positively charged protons. Okay, so repel the electrons. So yeah, I think this is the H2 is the electrons on it. I'll actually explain H2 quickly. Explain what H2 means. It's like a magnetic attractor. Yeah, it's attractive, but then the thing is, if they're going super fast speed, according to relativity of mumbo jumbo, it's going super fast. If you double that, it's gonna go faster than the speed limit of speed of light, then it'll explode. That's one way of thinking it. Each hydrogen atom has one proton and one electron. Yeah, so okay, that's what H2. H2 means it has one proton, one electron. The two atoms share their electrons to form a covalent bond. This is the most common. Okay, so that's what H2 is. So one proton, one electron. So if you have hydrogen gas, which is one proton, one electron inside. So if you put antiprotons inside, according to Grok, antiprotons being negatively charged repel the electrons in the hydrogen molecules. So because antiprotons will be negative, so they repel electrons, but then attract to the protons. Yeah, so that's the thing. They attract to the protons, so now you have negative and positive. This leads to a weak overall interaction between the antiprotons and hydrogen. Upon close approach during collisions, especially at low thermal energies, the antiprotons can ionize the hydrogen molecules by knocking out electrons, or more commonly at how can it ionize? Yeah, but it can knock out the electrons. Capture a proton, or more commonly at very low energies, capture a proton to form protonium, a short-lived hydrogen-like bound state consisting of a proton, antiproton orbiting each other. Oh, you could actually have a antiproton and proton together. I thought this was an annihilate. Okay, quickly cascades through energy levels and annihilates protonium. This is very interesting. I've never heard this before. As a proton antiproton come in contact, the annihilation process converts the quickly cascade. Okay, they connect, they spin around, they orbit each other, and then they annihilate. Quickly cascades through energy levels and annihilates as a proton and antiproton come into contact. The annihilation process converts the mass of the proton antiproton to energy. Approximately, this is 1.87 GeV. That's very fast or very high. Primarily high energy pions. Now we got some pions. Okay. Explain proton and pions. These pions decay into gamma rays, muons, electrons, positrons, and neutrinos. The released energy would manifest as intense radiation, heating the gas rapidly and potentially ionizing to form plasma, depending on the number of antiprotons and container size. This would cause a pressure increase, explosion, or structural failure of the container. If the antiprotons are in small quantities, the effect would be localized in bursts of radiation and speed and heat. In large quantities, the cumulative energy would be catastrophic, similar to a matter-antimatter reaction in science fiction, but grounded in real particle physics. Explain this, and what if I had a liter of antimatter and put it inside a liter of hydrogen gas? Okay, Dark Architect is Dark Architect is Kelly. He's an avid poster. Okay, let's go. Okay, this is So this thing is thinking, okay, this grok thing is thinking next level. Yeah, Epic's up here. He's an avid poster. Let's go. Okay, I'm gonna close some stuff here. Okay, so we're gonna put a liter of antimatter. Oh, a liter of antiprotons, I mean. Go back here. Liter of protons. Okay, that's the same. Save it. Okay, so anyways, it's thinking. It'll do its own thing, and then yeah. So I think we pretty much got that part. And I want to understand this full thing here. Efficiency of present. Okay, I'm gonna go into okay. I'm gonna also ask what giga EV is and all that. Anti-propulsion. I'm gonna ask this to summarize this part right here. Actually, I think I could even send it straight to it. Okay, I'm gonna ask. This is the document. I'm gonna save this inside. I think I have a research extra sources. I think I have an antimatter one. No, antimatter right here. This is the paper antimatter propulsion. Okay, so I have that already. But I'm gonna. I just want to open it already. I'm just gonna go straight into the antimatter. Right here. I'm gonna send this to grok. See what happens. Protonium is an exotic atom, sometimes called an antiprotonic atom or proton-anti-proton bound state form, but when a proton and antiproton come close enough to bind temporarily before a combination of electromagnetic and strong through a combination of electromagnetic and strong nuclear forces, it behaves somewhat like a hydrogen atom, but with a proton and antiproton orbiting each other instead of a proton and electron. Protonium is highly unstable with a typical lifetime of the order of picoseconds. Okay, so it exists for literally microseconds. Okay. It's been studying particle physics experiments such as CERN to understand fundamental interactions, but it doesn't exist naturally and requires high energy accelerators and a bunch of taxpayer money. All right, pions, also known as pi mesons or pi, are subatomic particles that belong to the meson family. They are composed of a quark and an anti-quark, specifically up or down quarks and their anti-quarks, and come in 3 types: positively charged. So yeah, and these are the quarks, mumbo jumbos, where protons are made of. I think quarks. Let's go to the proton wiki. I think proton is made of a quark. So this is, yeah, it's made of an up and a down quark. That's what according, these are like the subatomic particles, but that makes them up. And then the pi one is made up of a, let's go to the pi one. Pion. So pion is just an up and down, and this one is an up down. Alright, we got some mumbo jumbos here. Why do the spinners go to centers? On my video, left and right spinners, but angles of spin vary depending. I think the spinners are it's a concave or convex, whatever. Yeah, I mean it's concave mirror there. That's why it just goes to the center. It's slightly concave. Pions, also known as pi mesons. Okay, subatomic, just a different ups and downs, mumbo jumbo. Okay, so regarding your hypothetical scenario of a liter of antiprotons putting in a liter of hydrogen, this is a thought experiment that's producing and containing even a tiny fraction of that many protons is far beyond current technology. We've only ever trapped a few thousand at a time in there. And must be stored in ultra high vacuum with magnetic fields to prevent immediate annihilation of matter. And they aren't a gas in the natural conventional sense, but let's assume you could somehow have a gaseous cloud of them. Initial interaction, immediate effects, energy would manifest as bursts of high energy pions, gamma rays, and intensely heating the gas to millions of degrees, ionizing the plasma, causing a massive pressure spike. The container would likely vaporize or explode violently, releasing radiation, potentially creating a shock wave. In reality, the annihilation would happen almost instantly, faster than any chemical reaction, with cascading effects from secondary particles. This could lead to further ionization and so on. Protons. What would happen to me if I did that experiment? Would my house blow up? Okay, let's see what would happen. So if I drop it in, what would happen? And then the other one I want to say, also, what is MEV? MEV. What is GeV? V is MEV. Okay, megavolts. Yeah, giga electron volt, and yes, electron volt. So in physics, an electron volt is the measure of an amount of kinetic energy gained by a single electron accelerating through an electric potential difference of 1 volt in vacuum. So basically the energy of one electron going through 1 volt in a vacuum. When used, and that's the kinetic energy of 1 electron. When used as a unit of energy, the numerical value of 1 eV in joules is equal to the numerical value of the charge of an electron in coulombs. So basically the charge of it is basically 1 electron charge worth of, okay, my mouse blew up. Okay, 1 second. Occasionally my mouse just takes off. Okay, there it is. We're back. And then what is the giga? So mega is 10 to the 6. So mega's in the millions. Giga is billions. So basically billions of electron volts, basically electron volts, and then this is millions and billions and so on. Let's go back here. Did I blow up here? This is a highly hypothetical experiment as producing, storing. Okay, anyways, just tell me, you would be killed instantly if you're anywhere near the container. Okay, so I'll blow up. Massive blast wave traveling at supersonic speeds, causing fatal injuries and overpressure, crushing lungs, rupturing organs, and flying debris. Even if you're somehow farther away in another room or outside the house, the shockwave and heat would likely still cause fatal trauma such as blunt injuries. Your house would be absolutely blown up, alright? The explosion would completely obliterate the structure for a 2 gigaton yield in residential area. Within 0.5 kilometer radius, severe destruction. Okay, so basically it's like a mini atomic bomb. It's similar to in the scale of a 2020 Beirut explosion. Okay, it's like a Beirut explosion. Yeah, this one is actually quite fascinating. I wonder why nobody talks about this as much. And it's just during the COVID nonsense. Okay, this is equivalent to that one. The devastating large urban area killing. Unlike conventional bomb, this antimatter would be cleaner. Okay, so it would be cleaner than a regular bomb. In terms of long-term fallout, no radioactive residues like nuclear fission, but the initial radiation burst would contaminate the immediate area briefly with secondary. In short, this wouldn't just blow up your house; it would cause catastrophic destruction on the scale of a major disaster, and you wouldn't survive to see the aftermath. Please don't attempt anything remotely like this. Even small-scale antimatter experiments are handled only by experts in that. Upload the document to Grok and ask. Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. I'm gonna go right here quickly. Oh no, this is Beirut explosion. Beirut explosion. This was the 2020 Beirut explosion. Was fascinating, and I just want to go back into the wiki. And the reason I like wiki is like manually edited, manually updated by the mainstream narrative, like normies. And basically, it's like with Grok, you need to assume the AI knows what it's talking about. This one is this is the mainstream. So August 4th, again, during the whole COVID nonsense, that you had this giant bomb over here. Explosion occurred behind the grains silo. Let's see the video right here. Okay, let's go to the video now. Okay, it contains disturbing content. Viewer discretion is advised. Let's go to the video. It's right here, I think. Where's the video?
There are troubling in video from the day of the blast. You can see white flashes, what appear to be fireworks, going off before the massive explosion. A former port worker told the Guardian newspaper he warned for years it was a disaster waiting to happen and says nothing was done.
Look at the buildings right there. It's like, yeah, holy. All right. So we got the Beirut one, and yeah, I'm gonna upload that thing to Grok, and I'm gonna go quickly post this on Threadcast. Okay, so we pretty much understand this. Mainstream says they can build much, but mainstream is again, they always leave out the key details. So that's one. We're gonna summarize it as well. Put it on here. All right, so we got this and that. So keep it like this. Okay, so now we got this one right here. I'm gonna post this right here. And I'm gonna post this right here. So again, Threadcast, so that people know. And again, the Threadcast, what I like about it is it's on chain. All these stuff I'm posting, you're not gonna get it deleted anywhere, ever. All right. And also, if you do the summarize bot, it summarizes the video. Where's the Beirut one? Yeah, this one here. It summarizes it and puts it on the blockchain. And yeah, like you said, Matt, all mumbo jumbo you have to imagine in your head what they're saying is happening. That's the real secret, is to figure out, in my opinion, confusion through cipher elites language. Yeah, but through experiments like this, you can whatever language it is. There is a base reality where you can actually produce things. Because like whatever the mainstream mumbo jumbo is, everything we're using is mainstream. Like we're using like live streams right here, talking to a screen that somehow is communicating to all of you guys in real time, and it's just using basically fiber optics cables through a bunch of oceans and so on. So it's like the mainstream is able to produce stuff. So it's like whatever language is being used, you need to be, if you want to, whatever, if you think yeah, if you have anything better than the mainstream, you have to be able to produce it. And that also includes predictions as well, like similar to my Donald Trump fake assassination prediction, and so, and also not getting the vax prediction. Those are like things that can help you out. So those are good as well. But anyways, so basically the name of the game is produce better than the mainstream. If you want to be, if you want other people to get on it, and that's similar to why I tell people get on Hive. How do I? It's like Hive. You can like, nobody can delete your stuff. Okay, I'm like literally thinking. Okay, there it is. Anyways, it goes like that. I just want to see how this is. I'm gonna move it here. Okay, make it a bit higher. All right, there it is. My head is huge in the screen, but it's fine. All right. Anyways. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so basically, you have to think about like, what can you do better? And again, that's why like the flat Earth people, I get, it's like super like nonsense. It's like, first of all, it's all fake science, but it's like they also downplay how big the mainstream is, like but also not just like how much the mainstream stuff has done. Where literally you can drive a car and go anywhere, even though there's anti-gravity tech exists, which makes it obsolete, but nonetheless, it's still better than walking. So it's like. Again, all the cars, you can go fly plane to anywhere you want in the world, almost anywhere. So the mainstream still has something that it's better than just the loudmouths and the alt media saying flat Earth mumbo jumbo. So it's like, oh, the mainstream is producing something. Flat Earth guys are doing nothing, but like making a fool of themselves. All right, in my opinion, humble opinion. All right, anyways, I'm gonna throw this inside the grok and then analyze it, see what happens. They also discourage education in the school system. There's a lot of pros in the school system. Yeah, that's another part. What I hate most is when they discourage education, and that's why you'll see the flat Earth one. Even again, what I'm seeing a lot in the same parallels with moon landing stuff. It's like a lot of them are just denying the science. Like you can actually know stuff. You don't need to go and listen to some YouTube video telling you like NASA's lying and everything. When the actual science doesn't need to be like literally listened. You can actually go and check it yourself, and stuff matches up in both ways. And that's why you'll see stuff like, say, moon landing. This is what I'm watching currently. I'll probably upload it to Telegram. I think it's really, really well done. Moon landing. Where's the, let's go history. This one, where is that moon landing one? Yeah, this one here. It's like, when you watch it, you learn a whole bunch of science and so on. It's like the amount of science you learn, and then the mainstream people, they have to compete with, well, the mainstream people, they're going to look at the flat Earth one saying, hey, I mean, the flat Earth is flat, moon is, it's all CGI, mumbo jumbo, or strings. And then they watch this one extremely well done, and you actually learn a whole bunch of stuff. You actually learn a bunch of mainstream science, which is still better than learning nothing. All right. So again, that's kind of what I'm saying. Okay, thermite disinfo. Thermite is disinfo nonsense. Okay, yeah, whenever people say thermite, so thermite is literally the flat Earth. It's worse than flat Earth. It's like, absolutely, yeah, the thermite one, it's literally the stupidest thing I've ever witnessed in my life. Okay, so anyways, so thermite is disinfo nonsense. Please don't ever bring that garbage here. Anyways, so I'll finish this video. I don't want to move this around, but you learn a whole bunch of stuff there, and it all checks out. But anyways, going back to the anti-proton one, I'm gonna. So anyways, it'll blow up similar to the Beirut one. The Beirut one's pretty wild there. When I saw that, I'm like, man, that's an absolute massive explosion. Okay, I'm gonna send this document now. NASA propulsion. Where did it go? Okay, I think it's gone. Is this the one? ADAD PDF. Okay, this is yeah, this is the one. I'm gonna upload this right here. Okay, summarize and in a table this PDF about antimatter propulsion. This paper, compare it with current mainstream numbers on antimatter production feasibility. Okay, so we're uploading it there and see what happens. Okay, so we'll just save it. Anyways, we'll continue on that in a bit. So we have that, and I'm gonna read this. Religare original. May do little mistakes. Hard to express this in English for me. Okay, so again, AI is taking over everything. It's taking over reading as well. Here's a summary that so I have the Gemini with YouTube. I mean, with Gemini with Gmail, because I pay for Gmail so that it connects MES.fm. So like when you send an email, I have MES.fm through GoDaddy, but then I connected their email to Google because it's just much better. And now so I pay for that, and also gets me Gemini. So it's auto summary right now. Jonathan Joe Masadi, it actually knows the name. It's like, how does it know your name? Responding to a broadcast about ether magnetism and electromagnetism, Jonathan explained his theories on ether as a magnetic medium, electricity, and magnetic fields. Jonathan also clarified his views on the nature of space and matter and light perception. Okay, so that's epic stuff. So I'm gonna read this all, and then we'll see what this thing's doing while it's thinking. It's literally it's an AI robot thinking for me. But again, AI is good for quickly getting overview. That's Joe Masad, right? Yeah, that's him. That's Joe right here. AI says it, and he says it. I'm all right. I'm back right on time. Okay, I'm reading yours while I sent the antimatter paper to Grok and is analyzing, and also telling him how literally AI Gemini, Google Gemini summarized your email. I'm gonna read this out. So hello, Math Easy Solutions and everyone here. This is a message following your broadcast on Ether, which I unfortunately wasn't able to watch live. I'll try to answer the few questions you raised. You had some remarks and questions about my message and my vision of ether magnetism or electromagnetism. So I said that ether is a magnetic medium. Its movements study is the electromagnetism. So there's a difference between magnetism and electromagnetism, just like between water and water flow currents. Interesting. All right. What I make this here. What we need to think in terms of. What we need to think in terms of the different subtleties of ether to understand what constitutes electromagnetic occurrence, what constitutes electricity. Let's see if this thing can make it darker. Yeah, there it is, but it's a bit too bright there. Okay. Yeah, actually, I'm gonna do this. Just easier on my eyes. Okay. 1 second. How do I scroll down? There's no scrolling. Anyways. Where did I go? What we need to think in terms of the different subtleties of ether to understand what constitutes electromagnetic currents and what constitutes electricity. In fact, two phenomena intrinsically linked, since both are ether flows that are obviously not magical and couldn't exist without their own material support. Electromagnetism is the obligatory resultant of an electric current. That is to say, that very rapid current of ether around a conductor or in an arc, which influences the surrounding ether according to the situation and according to the obligatory adequate configuration, which is specific to the ether that we call magnetic field. So magnetic field, basically current going through and generates a ripple. I'm assuming that's what you mean. I mean, ether reactions are controlled by its own nature, that provided the law scientists tried to figure out when they achieve theorems, with the goal of finding eternal law. I'm gonna make 1 second. I'm gonna make my face a bit bigger here, smaller actually, bigger. How do I just do stuff on this? Whoops. Okay, just like this, and now it's better, I think, and down a bit, or not. Anyways, just me tinkering how my face looks on this thingy. All right, just keep going. Okay. Anyways. I think I'll worse, but anyways, 1 second. This is just annoying. Okay, so my head's like that there. Okay, there it is. Okay, and we are good to go. Okay, electromagnetism is an obligatory resultant of an electric current. That is to say, the very rapid current of ether around a conductor or in an arc, which influences the surrounding ether according to the situation. Oops. All right, there it is. Again, I don't know why my head is taking up the whole thing. According to the obligatory adequate configuration, which is specific to the ether that we call magnetic fields. I mean, ether reactions are controlled by its own nature, that provided the laws scientists tried to figure out when they achieved theorems with the goal of finding an eternal law, like Pythagoras or Thales ones, but considering an all theory. Since ether is magnetic, negatively charged, it clings everywhere and on all surfaces, which explains static electricity and the possibility of converting it into electrical current when it is stored on a surface. So it's a negatively charged magnetic, and possibly converting to electric current when it is stored on a surface and discharged at once, or when a surface is brushed, collecting static electricity put in a circuit that presents a potential difference with an excess on one side, here the collected ether, and a possibility of spending this excess on an uncharged surface, at least less charged, making a potential difference. So ether rebalances itself by by uniformly occupying the entire available surface. If not spent otherwise in an electric component placed on a wire, its trajectory, for example, converting straight electric current into heat, if it's not spent otherwise in an electric component placed on a wire, into heat, which is another ether behavior. But since ether is incompressible, but at least can only aggregates or even weld itself using different processes, and since it's subject to the laws of magnetism, the etheric environment of an electric current is necessarily influenced by its different movements, configurations, fields. An electric current is felt in all the space surrounding the conductor. Yeah, electric current, okay, so all space around it. And once again, and like the light, it's very hard for humans to understand that what they see, observe, or deduce is not what they think. Our eyes only made to perceive some of its vibration only, which is always due to frictions of materials between electrons and protons, frictions on the surface of conductors or in the magnetospheric circuits of atoms, making them heat and finally shine, not because they send photons, but because by returning to an even more subtle state, finer aggregates of magnetic matter that must spread out in the surrounding space. This creates vibrations in the surrounding ether, respecting magnetic laws that our peoples perceive, accusing its nanometric movements that our brain translates as luminous phenomena, which is the way God tuned universe laws for a great part of the being, the sense of sight. Another question was, what is being vibrated ether to permit it to move it, to permit it to move and vibrate? The question was supported by comparative example of the sound and its molecules vibrations in ether. This brings up the question of whether matter can always be redivided infinitely, and a logical understanding of the word nothingness. Contrary to Einol Dino's proposal, I say that ether is incompressible. Only the magnetosphere of magnets of atoms can behave as an envelope that can be constrained as to the point of forcing the atoms to present a different state of matter. And did he say it was actually was he saying that it's incompressible? I'm not sure. Let's go ether Daniels. I'm gonna go to MES physics. Is that what he said? I thought he said that the particles, they're just a bunch of particles. He thinks it's actual particles. So you're gonna have the ether. It's not that the individual ones aren't compressible. Just the go back here. Let's go to the paper. So Daniels. But anyways, what I like about ether Daniels is the experiment. The theory side. You need some experiments to demonstrate it. It's like he produced this thingy. Like that is a mind-boggling thingy. Okay, unraveling. Okay, where is the full paper? It's probably this one. Yeah, this is the paper right here. Was it compressible? Ether compression waves. That's the compression waves. Yeah, but he's saying that there is space. He's not like water is incompressible, pretty much. So these are actually photos of ether properties, photo by NASA, photo by National Geographic. I'm not sure if it's incompressible. Incompressible, no. Well, okay, so it can it can do longitudinal waves, is the case of any fluid. So what I mean is fluids can send anything. This is the case with any fluid, like water, for example. Water can transmit sound waves. So again, water can transmit sound waves, but even though water is pretty much incompressible. Ether is like water, which can't compress the airs. But he's saying that you can send sound waves to it. What I'm trying to say is you can send sound waves. The air is compressible. There's no space, nothing. That's only ether. No, water is a model as that, but you can send sound through water. So in other words, there is a compression wave. Like this isn't about whether the individual molecules are compressible or not. You can send sound waves through water. So sound waves are compression waves. We'll ask that in a bit. Okay, so anyways, so here's the paper right here. Okay, we'll do that, but I'll finish reading it, then I'll go back to the stuff here. But yeah, but the thing is, I'll ask another grok thingy here. Change this up. You won't convince me ether is compressible. No, that's not what the issue is. That's not what the stuff is. Water is incompressible, but water can have compression sounds. Oh, you want incomprehensible? What is this guy is deleting and retrying? Okay, so water can have sound. I'm saying I don't think he mentioned it directly. Those compression are always self-compense in the medium. No, I know, but that's what he's saying. He's saying the ether compression wave. Okay, this is the water can transmit sounds as longitudinal waves. So in other words, it's literally vibrating. Okay, so if water is incompressible, how does sound waves travel through it? It's often described as incompressible because it resists volume changes under pressure far more than gas do. However, it's not perfectly incompressible. The water has a very high but finite bulk modulus, meaning it can compress slightly under extreme pressures. This slight compressibility is a key to how sound waves propagate. So it is slightly compressible. It's not perfectly incompressible. Even in engineering, I always do this. They always model it as compressible, and this is why it sounds. The slight compressibility is why sound propagates through it. So that's what I mean. So I think we're almost saying the same thing. Yeah, no, I know, but water is slightly compressible. That's why sound goes through. So Daniel is saying that it's like water in that sound waves can travel through it, and that it is slightly compressible then. He's saying ether vibration is like, no, yeah, he's saying that, yeah. Yeah, that's what he's saying. Light is sound, is according to Ether Dino. Anyways, I think he studied Hudson effect rather than working with John. I might be mistaken. Oh, I don't think he's ever mentioned Hudson effect. I asked him to get him on the show. Anyways, contrary to Arnold Dino's proposal, I say that ether is incompressible. But again, sound, if it's a vibration, it has to be some compressibility. Only the magnetosphere of magnets can behave as an envelope that can be constrained as to the point of forcing the atoms to present a different state of matter. Example of a gas that is compressed and reaches a minimum incompressible configuration. In a range of pressure and temperatures, conditions specific for each possible combination of atoms, or only behave in ether like balls that seek to occupy their space as much as possible, which explains that the heat, that is to say the vibration of the particles, forces the particles to undo each other, then to occupy more space, but then to do it in a much finer substrate that is also organized around atoms according to the magnetospheric laws. Right. With displacement configurations that prevent the atoms from approaching unless they are forced to do so. That is to say that we empty the etheric space between the atoms of the ether. That is the my face is not fully in. Okay, but I'm just gonna make this 1 second. Make this like this. Okay, and then we're gonna go like that. Okay, there it is. And now, no, I didn't even do anything. I thought it was make it bigger. Make it bigger. Okay, this is how I do it. Okay, there it is. And now we can no, not make it bigger. Make it smaller. That's what the issue was. So you have to make it smaller. Yeah, that's the issue. Okay, so make it like this. And even smaller. Okay, we're making it smaller, and now my face isn't covered too much, but okay, and there it is. We'll just do it like this. And down a bit more. All right. Yeah, so anyways, we are good to go. Okay, so I just hated this camera just like you move it and it moves back. Anyways, we're good to go. Okay, behaves ether like balls seek. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna read this from here. Yeah, it's just like a run-on sentence. Okay, only the magnetosphere of atoms can behave as an envelope that can be constrained as to the point of forcing the atoms to present a different state of matter. With a example with a gas that is compressed and reaches a minimum incomprehensible configuration in the range of pressure and temperatures, conditions specific for each possible combination of atoms, or only behave in the ether like balls that seek to occupy their space as much as possible. Which explains that the heat, that is to say the vibration of the particles, forces the particles onto each other than to occupy more space, but they do it in a much finer substrate that is also organized around atoms, according to magnetospheric laws, which with displacement configurations that prevent the atoms from approaching unless they are forced to do so. That is to say that we empty the etheric space between the atoms of the ether that is the finest in the medium that we seek to compress, but this ether must respect the electromagnetic laws around the atoms in this process. It does not take the shortest trajectory in a straight line, but must circulate through its own configuration permissions, respecting the organization of the magnetospheres of atoms. Forcing the ether out of the magnetosphere by circulating along their successive lines of force, rings and polarities is bound to cause some heating, while the matter being depressed cools and will take some time to stabilize to room temperature. The normal electromagnetic activity of atoms under ambient etheric conditions, and I'm trying to grasp exactly this model. And another question was, if ether vibrate, how can there be no space between ether particles? The tiny space that can exist between grains of ether can only be filled with even finer ether. So now we got finer ether. So imagine wheat crushed in all sizes, from the finest flour to the grainiest, but an extremely superior fluidity, if you remember. So again, but what you're basically saying that you're going to have an infinitely small ether, because you can always have a small space. So what you're saying is there's no actual subatomic. I mean, there's no actual quantum. It just keeps going on. Which you're basically dealing with infinities if you're saying no space. If you remember, I told you about proportions from ether to the particle range size of the planet. I've just confirmed this proportional property by comparing Mars size to an atom and then to an electron, and then report this ether to check the order of the values. It gives a gap between 10 to the 27 negative 27 yoctometers and 10 to the power 5, which is very close to Planck length, 10 to the 34. So there's a difference between Mars size to an atom and then to an electron. So are those different, the same, or are those similar ratios? Interesting. But remember, the closer you get to the Earth's surface, the larger the grain, the stronger the gravity. So the closer you are to the ground, the more the ether struggles to circulate, and this even would not consider the presence of neutrons and protons. The atmosphere undergoes in some ways a compression effect comparable to those that we exert on certain gases, except that the Earth's atmosphere is not compressed in a container, but on the spherical support of the Earth's core, which attracts and consumes it. According to the principles of behavior on electricity on a conductor surface, that explains what happens between the surface of the ground on the surface of the core, but one thing at a time. The subject is complex, so I will try to stay as focused as possible, but I hope to have an opportunity to explain this to you. Yeah, definitely. The other thing, again, like even with ether Daniel, like I want a video experiment, an experiment or a mathematical, like similar to fractal woman, where she literally mathematically proves that her modified unit analysis just proves that mainstream has a flawed model of the photon, like mathematically irrefutable, that they're using photon, defining it as existing based on a second of time. So the pressure is the downward movement of the ether on the star, and the molecules and atoms are therefore subjected to gradient pressures and behavior properties corresponding to altitude and the temperature. Now about the etheric activity conditions, and another question was, we need to be able to predict things with the model. I suggest we start by verifying first the explanation can justify the phenomena we already know, and always try to understand the deductions and paradigms shifts all this implies. For past observations and history, and of course the conclusions inherited from the Einstein model. Yeah, but that's another thing. Yeah, you can see if it's right, but also find a mathematical model. If you're doing just comparing it, you need to have an actual mathematical model, and then find an example, and then do it your way, and then also explain why would this way be better. But again, the big one is, what can you predict? Like, because again, anti-gravity exists, so whatever model you have has to explain how 9/11 towers turn to dust, and anti-gravity like UFOs exist. An atomic clock located in space, whose activity obviously depends on as much as the density of the surrounding ether as a quartz clock, will function more easily than one located on Earth. The ether on Earth, one is organized into currents principally distributed all around the planet, which attracts it, falls on the star, and draws on its currents, its gravity and pressure. Especially since it is not the only ether that pushes on the ground, but there are also the atomic particles which are drawn into the same currents. Although atoms have another activity than the electrons, which I'll explain a little later if you are interested, of course. We measure volts in a current with one altitude to another. Although the atmosphere is composed of these particles and assemblies of atoms having insulated properties, ether also struggles in atoms' electromagnetic activity circuitries. 2 is more condensed than in space. This ether on Earth. 2 degrees is more condensed in space and therefore weighs more as the distance squares the star as a magnet. 3 degrees is a little less fluid, slowing down electronic activity, which is also entirely dependent on what is around the circuit's shields, and even wire sheaths are considerable hindrances to electromagnetic currents. About the atoms, I spoke about snowflakes to designate the particles that grow in an accelerator. However, the atoms are not simple ether, because there comes a dimension where the aggregate ether changes its activity and becomes, quote, active. It must reach a critical point where it becomes like a magnet, not only magnetic, attracting only and sticking everywhere like we observe with static electricity, but electromagnetic with properties relatively similar to stars' activity with the magnetosphere, lines of force, and rings on the electrons, and rings. It's second and third to the first one. Okay, anyways, rings and onward, and we have 13 minutes left in the stream. I'll finish this up and see what we get to, and on which the electrons gravitate just as the planets gravitate around the stars. About the speed of electricity comes from the fineness of ether, which in fact is electricity in all its movements, forms, magnetosphere, lines of force, and rings. So the electric current is the ether movement from the surface of the wire to all the space around it. That's why there's no electricity without magnetic fields, no magnetic fields without electric currents. Ether is a conductor on its own in its own volume. You probably know Birkeland's space currents. No, I think that is familiar. I haven't looked at it much. That could be a topic for another stream. What is a Birkeland space current? I then might do that. But also a lot more. But the atmosphere sucked on Earth's ground by ether flow, known as magnetosphere. So silver makes very fine ether. Interesting. But the atmosphere sucked on ether's ground. No, sucked on Earth's ground. Also, notice Earth is an anagram of ether. Yeah, Earth, ether. Just rearranges. It's Earth. Flow known as magnetosphere is insulating electric currents between space and Earth's core, which we have to reconsider all this structure. And I explain this too, but there are priorities to understand before acting like condensator layers, discharging and lightning all around the globe. About electric discharges, lightnings move instantaneously all the volume around, so the light in lightnings, but light is not the arc itself, but our perception of the immediate displacement of the ether that precedes atoms and molecules displacement, and there is necessarily delay in the repercussions of the phenomenon in the air. We can't see a light far away because we can't see light. If a light was something visible, all should be blinded white in front of all objects. What we get is the retina information that's something that makes ether moving between a shiny point and an eye. So no more photons, both waves and shiny balls, which scientists don't even describe like balls. Okay, it's a quantum fluid, a fog, with probability zones of the shiny ball. But shining white to be visible, does it transmit other particles stuff? Which is faster? Which is the faster the photon of light? The so-called photon makes. Is this a particle with a brightening lamp torch? No, nothing is bright until an eye is there, witnessing the vibration of the ether. The perceptible nanowaves of ether comes from the property similar to the magnetic mirror. Waves are organized by matter's configuration. Changing the medium changes angles of incidence, prisms, water. So the Earth is 7,917 miles diameter resistor wrapped with an atmospheric insulating layers acting like condensators, which can discharge according to potential electric tensions with thunderstorms in all layers. Sometimes discharging through all layers, space, ground, sometimes through one atmospheric layer to another. About conductors, providing the ether the most dense material and the better surface to make it run on it is a better choice. So it flows on its surface only and don't slide on a rough surface. If it is better, it is the better way to keep the conductor's integrity because ether runs so fast, incompressible. As fast, it subtly it multiplied the potential difference U equals R. Yeah, this is yeah, this is a lot of it's over my head. This is pretty but zero resistance for ether. So the conductor accuses all the force. The conductor is the R, or the resistance. Ether is like a fluid. It encounter no resistance except around conductors or through circuitry components like circuits, electronics, or our solar system or a galaxy. If a conductor or wire this time has big gaps between its layers and or atoms, layers of atoms, or in its molecular structure, ether will make it heat. That's why tungsten for an amp. For an amp, a better mass density and a better structure surface condition, that the atomic structure of the conductor are more important than the melting point. Than the melting point. So basically a better mass density and a better surface condition. The atomic structure of the conductor are more important than the melting point of the conductor's matter. That's why copper is better than iron. If you weld pieces of iron, iron melt before copper, despite of the iron's higher melting point. Interesting. Well, that's because it's more conductive. Maybe that's interesting. Actually, that's a good experiment to demonstrate. Even if it seems like rudiments so far, I know that's very different to think like this. It'll oblige us to reconsider everything each time you try to modelize a problem, and above all, if you use to think through Einstein's relativity laws, but sometimes comparison helps. But also Einstein's relativity, I think, is just the ether. Like if ether is moving slower, if there's a speed limit in terms of light, and that if you have one guy going super fast, if he's going super fast relative to the ether, like the actual movements would be different times than the like I'm just trying to think. If you're stationary, your clock is going to be, because you're not moving at all compared to the ether. So the actual vibrations, there's less movement going on. So that it's going to go, let's say 10 seconds, 10 clicks per second. But then if you're moving super fast, each tick is traveling further away. So then it's actually going slower. So so I think the whole relativity is just that the ether's moving different speeds. Like you're moving different speeds relative to it, so hence the clocks will just move different. So all it is just clocks different, nothing to do with time. But if it's if you want to understand beyond them and hope to connect infinitely small to infinitely large. Although it says, by the way, my name Jonathan, usually called Joe Massad on the web. It's easier to pronounce. Okay, epic stuff. No, yeah, thanks for this. I'll have to wrap my head around it. But also, again, like I always say, provide an experiment. An experiment is worth 1,000 physics opinions. Here's the action lab guy. Action lab. So he has a good motto. So even though I think he's a gatekeeper, there's your answer to metallurgy. Do. Okay. Yeah. Also, yeah. If you're having issues with, just give it to Matt, and you'll have better understanding than the text. Yeah, you could send it on Telegram. You can also post it on 3Speak right here, and so on. Also, let's see if it summarized the Beirut explosion. Here's a summary. Summarize it right here. Troubling new allegations surrounding the Beirut port explosion, devastating, and it gives a whole text. And again, this goes on the blockchain, and so on. So again, going back into this part right here, what I want to do quickly, we have 7 minutes and so on, but I do want to cover some of the Bart Sobrel stuff before the stream tomorrow. And okay, I'm gonna go up like this, lower us. So going back into, I'm gonna close. Yeah, we had this proton thingy. So I read this one here. I'm gonna take this whole thing, get Grok to summarize it. And the cool thing is, I actually have the summarize here. So I have Gemma here. Summarize. Summarize in a table. Alright, let's see if we'll do that. Okay, like, oh, it doesn't do that. Okay, so it doesn't do that. But you can do stuff. I'll do this right here. Okay, going back here. This is the I sent a full thingy here. Okay, this is the document that I sent to it, the anti-proton propulsion. I sent the whole PDF to Grok, and it says 1985 paper summary, production facilities focus on existing laboratories, CERN, production of 10 to the 12 anti-proton stored, and then current mainstream numbers. CERN remains primary via anti-proton right there. Base. Okay, so basically nothing's really changed there. Production rates. Production rates before was 7 times 10 to the power of 6. So again, that's million. antiprotons per 2.5 pulse, whereas CERN has 10 million antiprotons per minute, 10 to the 15, but only 1 nano per Fermilab stacking. Focus on quality over quantity. Current efficiency, current very low, 4 per, this is antiprotons per proton, 4 to the 10 to the power -7. Now it's done still low, 10 to the -6, so it's a 10x better. So CERN is 10x better, but still low. Estimated with improvements, 10 million per gram. Cost $10 million per gram. Or lower to 1 million per milligram. Now this is 6.25 trillion per gram. This is a milligram. Quadrillion. Okay, so we're in the quadrillions. No production, low yield. Okay, where's the comparison there? Okay, that was it. Technically feasible, remains conceptual, theoretical, not feasible at scale due to production costs. Okay, so essential showstoppers and efficiency and storage, optimistic. Okay. Okay, so apparently this was more yeah, so this is bigger production, but it's way more cost. Okay, probably inflation and so on. Leads fixed spiritually did anyways. Epic stuff. Yeah, so I'm gonna ask Grok now. Summarize in a table. Let's email. All right, let's see this. All right, so the thing with the AI, I can like literally get things. And again, a lot of people are like scared of AI. But like, when you Google search, you're literally using AI to somehow obtain a result for you. But anyways, this is good to get an overview, and then you can always fine tune and double check everything. So here is a thing here. Ether as magnetic medium. Ether is described as magnetic, negatively charged medium. Its movements constitute electromagnetism. Magnetism is still water, while electromagnetism is like flowing currents. So magnetism is just still water. Ether clings to surfaces, explains static electricity. It is incomprehensible. But that is okay. Elijah Jack says, "CERN misleading science, mainstream science bunk." Okay, bye. Okay, anyways, it's like it's they don't just make up nonsense. It's like they do limited hangouts, yeah, but the limited hangouts still educational. Still you can learn from that. It's like everyone's just scared of everything. Anyways, here's the summary of the Jonathan Joe Massad's email. Ether is magnetic medium. Electricity is rapid ether flow. Light perception. Light is not photons, but vibrations in ether. Ether vibrates without needing space between our particles. Any tiny gaps are filled with even finer ether. So in other words, you're getting infinitely small stuff there. You're basically dealing with infinities. Because you will always have a tiny space. There's never going to be, if there's movement, there's always going to be a gap. So you're basically saying there's an infinite loop. Gravity and atmospheric pressure. Gravity is ether flow pulling downwards. So but yeah, ether flow. I do think that's pretty much what gravity is. Ether flow. Speed of electricity. Lightning and discharges. The word telegram is blocked. Interesting. Might be. Calls for verifying models against known phenomena before predictions. Connects infinitely small ether 10 to the 26. Okay, this is pretty good. I'm gonna copy this. I'll post this right here. Telegram here. YouTube will only comments go through. No, I saw your Telegram. Oh no, I didn't see the Telegram link there. Yeah. If you mentioned the word Telegram, it might be because a lot of spammers use Telegram. And I'll put this on here as well. So anyways, that's a new thing I'm doing, posting on Threadcast and here, so that peeps get up on the Threadcast. All right, so that's there, and also so that's epic stuff. Yes, here's the link as well, where I summarized your thing there. And again, what you could do is because you're English, you said it wasn't you're not native English speaker, because some of the stuff was hard to grasp, comprehend. I think it was an English barrier. You can also ask Grok to correct it, like just correct English and then and summarize it and so on, and then you can verify that it matches your thoughts and then send it as well. So there is a table there, and so it's epic stuff here. Now I'm gonna go quickly. Last thing I want to show is I think someone commented here. Really annoying background music. Yeah, that's some people didn't like it. And it gave me copyright claim there. Anyways, so going back into I'm gonna go over to the Bart Sabrell one. So there is a very, very interesting website. Okay, someone's sending some stuff here. Okay, so we're here. There's Joe's epic stuff. Okay, there's. Let's go. We got some fire going on. Okay, he's on Telegram. Okay, so this is the cutout mumbo jumbo here. Here's the. I'm gonna read this whole thing out. This is epic stuff here. I took like an hour after the stream to make this here. I can comment, post a word. Yes sir. Yeah. Anyways, that's why you post on Threadcast or on Telegram here. So anyways, so in Bart Sobrell's documentary, a funny thing happened on the way to the moon. He claims that the Apollo 11 crew was still in low Earth orbit, or LEO, when they were supposed to be halfway to the moon. He argues that Apollo 11 used a cutout photo of the Earth on the window to somehow make the Earth round. This doesn't make sense for obvious reasons, such as the Earth isn't moving rapidly as it should in low Earth orbit, but also that Bart ignores unscheduled broadcasts that clearly show the Earth through a rectangular window and no cutout present. Furthermore, a 30-minute difference in Apollo 11 footage shows that the Earth has slightly rotated, thus further disproving the Earth cutout claim, also disproving flat Earth, because if Earth's rotating, all right, and then so it's not flat. Anyways, further, a Leo image of Hurricane Bernice on July 16th, 1969, and then here's the original video I got it from. Again, this is only like me and this guy who's done this ever that I know. In the Pacific Ocean, matches perfectly the hurricane on both the Apollo 11 video and HD photograph. And here's a GIMP Photoshop file for you to download and check it. So we have this over here. Here's Bart Sobrell's video.
That they believe this is a segment that they believed wasn't even being recorded, much less suitable for broadcast, for the lens was being zoomed out and the scene was being changed to that of an interior of the astronauts at work, and apparently the stop button popped back up on the recorder without notice. Here is the diffused work light that they used to see camera controls, but not throw light onto the spacecraft's wall. Here they remove part of the crescent insert.
Okay. First of all, nothing's being inserted. Just some random lines through it. And also, if there's a photo and if you're moving at different angles, you're gonna see it different. You're gonna see it literally tilting and so on. Nothing's tilting.
Finally, the iris is opened up and you can see the real location of the camera and the very bright and near Earth out the window. This is a...
And also this footage right here, I think I was trying to find where the original one is, and I think that apparently he deceptively edited. Even this is deceptively edited. It's not even he cut them together when they're not supposed to be like that. But we'll get to that in a bit. But anyways, like the cutout claim is just I can't take anyone seriously. Including the guy in my chat. I think the Spells of Truth guy. He's posting a lot of nonsense. Right here, this guy. He went on Telegram now. He posted that saying that there's a cutout and so on. There's footage from another take showing the Earth. This can still be shit on set, but anyways. Oh no! This was Stephen F. This was here. They purposely and knowingly lied it. In order to show a spherical Earth, but when the camera iris is reopened, you clearly see the inside of the craft, and then it's like, how can anyone see anything that's interesting from that clip? Like, ignore the music and the person talking. Nothing's happening that's uniquely special besides there's a Earth on the background. Anyways, here is the different unscheduled broadcast. Shows you the cutout. There's no cutout. It's just and it's a rectangular window, not a circular one. So this is. Okay, this is it's just you see what I just did? Okay, I absolutely hate Telegram. Telegram on Mac is just that's the only thing that just like pains me so much. Okay, so I'm gonna go back here. I can't even, I can't do anything with it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I'm going to open up on here, Telegram here. I'm going to click on Bart. It's like you just can't do anything on this garbage. Here's a funny thing on the way with the moon. Click here, right here. Normal speed. Okay, and I'm going to open up this thingy here. Okay, I'm gonna send this to it. Whoops. Okay, send this to this Telegram. Okay, this is just absolutely painful. Like, I just make it bigger, and I can't. And there's just a full screen. You can't do anything on this. Okay, this is the worst trash. Viewers paid TTS, then spam something like 777. Okay, anyways, 777 was a spam TTS thing on Twitch streams back in the. I'm not sure what that means. Anyways, yeah, you're saying is that hurricane visible in Bart's video? Yeah, that is where the comparison is. Yeah, that's for Bart's video. So Bart's Sabrel's video. So anyways, this is just so painful. How am I supposed to view anything? I'm gonna try to save as. What would it be? Okay, Apollo rectangular thingy there. Okay, so Apollo rectangular. Where did it go? Apollo rectangular. Okay, Apollo rectangular video. Okay, there it is. Just, I absolutely hate the Telegram one here. Okay, so there it is. And now I go moon landing. Okay, so it's in the moon landing part right here. Yeah. Anyways, let's. I'm gonna go. I'll just play this. Sorry guys. I'm just getting frustrated in my own. Just absolutely hate that. Okay, I'm gonna play this again. And I'll try not to. Yeah. See what happens? See, this is the rectangular window, and there's no cutout. You can see it. There's the Earth. And here's 5x. I did 5x speed just so that it goes see it again. Wait a second. Okay, again, there's the Earth. There's nothing special.
Hello, Apollo 11, Houston. Please select Omni Bravo on board, over. Check on the brown. Happy with really good to us, over.
Okay, and there it is. There's light back on. Okay. Well, there's no light back on. It's just at the window of the wherever the Earth, the sun is. And once it gets to the window, it gets super bright. So if you just turn it, anyways, so that's that part. And now going further, now here's this footage right here.
We can.
Yeah. Okay. First of all, he's saying that they're in low Earth orbit and putting a cutout. First of all, this link right here, going right here, this clear. This is clearly this. And again, you can go see 23 minutes unscheduled thing in here.
Stand by, Buzz. I'll let you know.
And also, you can see these weird effects. I'm not sure how that is, but again, a lot of distortion. What did I?
No, I'm not talking to him directly. Stand by, Buzz.
Go back to this one.
Stand by, Buzz. I'll let you know.
Okay, so here it is. I'll mute it, and then you can see there's the Earth, and then you can see the cutout. I mean, not cutout. You can see the rectangular window. Where's the window? Which part did I do? I thought I clicked the exact link there. Okay, anyways, this is that part. Anyways, it's somewhere in here. Where in the world did it go? Okay, I just want to. Why is everything so off? Yeah, there it is. Anyways,
Alright, okay, the cruise is complaining of some horizontal banding on their monitor. Do y'all see that on the picture?
I think I got put the wrong. I put the wrong timestamp. It's somewhere here. Here's the timestamp. Yeah, and there it is, and you can see it, like, literally just panning out. It's literally the thing in the distance away there. All right. And this one right here, okay, now furthermore, at a 30-second difference in Apollo 11 footage shows that the Earth has slightly rotated. The effects are awesome evidence, in my opinion. Once had a chemist's girlfriend, Hosanna, who had worked in the San Paulo. Interesting. The effects, which effects? Okay, now that I'm gonna click this right here. Here's this guy, mainstream debunker.
We can see exactly what this would look like thanks to the Apollo 9.
Yeah, this is how the if you low Earth orbit, that's how it looked like. Not a little tiny thingy there.
EVA involving Russell Swigart recording from outside the lunar module, whilst looking at Dave Scott, who was standing in the command module hatchway. The command module hatch is pushed open, so through its circular window, we are seeing a prolonged view of Earth in low Earth orbit, and the clouds are whizzing by within just a few seconds. Nothing like what we see in Apollo 11, which keeps the same visible clouds for over 10 minutes. Not only that, but when they return to viewing the window at the end of the broadcast, which was about 30 minutes after it started, in that time, the clouds of Earth still haven't drastically changed. Although they have changed a little bit, which debunks the idea that it's just a static image of Earth. Now, that alone dispels the whole idea that we're viewing the Earth through a cutout. And if we were looking through a cutout, then our view of Earth would shift as the camera moves around due to parallax. Just like how if you were to look out of a window from across a room and then you move yourself around, the view that you see through the window changes. But instead we only ever see one constant look of Earth, even when we can clearly see the camera is moving.
Yeah, so anyways, yeah, so that's that part. And Jim Jones says, sorry, just joined. I'm interested if you think you went to the moon. Well, I'm saying that I've not seen a single thing that's says we didn't, or we as in or the NASA. I don't really care for the shape of this place, but the missing tapes and the technology involved seems super. Nothing's missing. The only thing that apparently I looked up the So here's a good documentary. You watch it first. I mean, a good thingy before you like get the actual mainstream explanation for it. The mainstream explanation for the questions the statements you just made are much more plausible than the alternative, than faking it. The missing tapes is just only Apollo 11 uncompressed like video feed files, like the live feed, the uncompressed live feed, but they still had a duplicate, like a compressed one. So it's like nothing's actually missing, and it's basically watch this one right here. This is by this giant channel. It's very hard to argue any one of those points. And then the other one, missing technology. No, the technologies are not missing. Like there's still a bunch of the old technology still around, but it's like they don't really care about that. It's like it's like what I mean is they don't have. It's similar to like Ford or a car manufacturer doesn't have like the old like. Besides like having little relic stuff, they don't have the actual old 1960s car or whatever, or manufacturing production abilities for that. They have better stuff. Anyways, definitely watch this one here. It's very straightforward. It's and it's in here. Twitch stream 777 TTVS spam meta. Anyways, so you're speaking German to me. I'm not sure what that means. Okay, I'm gonna put this right here, and I'm gonna put this. Okay, the stream is pretty much done, but I want to quickly show one more thing. I want to finish that the thought I had about this. Anyways, guys, bear with me. So this one right here. So then what this guy did. There's a paper right here from 19. This right here, 19. So again, this is that hurricane evidence observable hurricane. Yeah, this is literally. This was again, and the fact that it's only been found by like me and some random guy 14 years ago and me. I think China would be there at the moment if we could get there. No, it's China and US are the same country. They're gonna go there eventually. Temperature management seems appalling. There's nothing issue with that. Particles, battery tech. No, there's nothing. They go there for an hour and so on. But they're gonna have like probably stations on the moon. Once you realize China, US, they're not actually at war or anything. The war is against you. So here is the Eastern Pacific Hurricane 1969. This is low Earth orbit. This is monthly weather review. So the question is, you first need to find this photo, and it's at the bottom of page 286 right here. July 16th, tropical depression, stage 6. There's a hurricane, and that's July 16th, 1969. And if you go back here, this photo on the left is a screenshot from Bart Sabrell's video, which is this is Bart Sabrell's video. And this one right here is a NASA high-definition photo from the Apollo 1, halfway to the moon. And this is, I think, July 18th, 1969, around then. So about 2 days after this photo. 2 days after this photo, right here. I'll zoom in. Yeah, about 2 days after this photo. And then, see this right here? These match up. These match up perfectly. There's look how all these lines matches up. There's a hurricane right here. There's a hurricane. And now, if you put the hurricane on top, it's literally the exact same thing. There's a hurricane, put on top. It's exactly the same thing on both of them. This one's a bit squished. I think the original one wasn't squished, but whatever, Bart Sabrell has it squished a bit. Anyways, Matt equals Mama Jumbo. They lost everything but the videos. No, they didn't lose everything but the videos. They didn't lose. I don't know what you mean. They still have. You can still see a lot of the physical craft that they used to go there. Like they didn't lose anything. The Apollo 11, and again, there's Apollos. I think there's like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 17, or whatever. So there's Apollo 1, 2, 3, all the way to 17. None of those were missing. So it's like, okay, so the Apollo 11 is missing. The uncompressed live feed, only live feed. Okay, do you get what I'm trying to say? To give you an example is this. If you go to Hutchinson playlist. Okay, so see all these videos right here? These videos are uploaded. They're all compressed. Like this right here. This is 5 hours. It's still only like, it's like under a gig file size. I compress these because I do not want to deal with like 50 gigabytes here. So them saying that they lost tapes, it's similar to like, let's say if I lose these uncompressed video files. Let's say if I lose these 17 gigabytes, which I compress before uploading. So let's say I lose these. It doesn't mean that Hutchinson effect never happened. Like, who cares if I lose those? I have all these uploaded anyways, and I compress them all. And I once it's on my computer, I delete the compressed ones. I only keep them on the cloud as like safekeeping. But because again, I don't want to deal with like 100 gigabytes. I'm talking about the technology's not deleted. Like nothing's. You can literally see the technology is not like what do you mean by technology? You can literally see the craft is still here. Let's go to Apollo Space Shuttle. It's like they can you can build better craft anyways. It's like there's no technology that exists then that they can't do now. There's not a single thing there. All right, so it's like you're just a person saying something. You literally have these still here. You have the full rocket too, I think. These are the actual ones. There's a spaceship there. There's the rocket. It's like these are just old, outdated mumbo jumbos. I think the other guy just said it was an interesting statement by that Donald guy. Technology that they sent to the moon landing. No, it's like it's just nonsense. They can go there whenever they want, and probably and with UFO tech. But they don't go there because it's the usual setup. They're gonna go later, whatever their time frame is. It's like similar to, hey, how come they tax us all these years for no reason? Like getting through the Van Allen. No, they can go through it easily. They can just go up it and so on, and you go there for a few seconds. So again, please stop saying that Van Allen belt. Van Allen belt equals thermite equals flat Earth. So basically, people that say the Van Allen belt is equivalent to saying thermite and flat Earth. It's literally just complete and utter nonsense. It's as if someone's never actually opened like a textbook or a science textbook or anything science related in their life. Anyways, so please do not ever bring up Van Allen belts or else you dumb yourself down. Anyways, so now here's the photos right here. And that's my son that you've on at the moment. They went there by UFOs, and I don't believe in Armstrongs and the suits are Neil Armstrong. It could be someone else. Exactly, Matt. Fast fingers. Yeah. Who controls the camera view? A remote drawing. Again, these are stop it, Jim, or you get blocked. You get muted. Stop talking nonsense. They just they had it's remote from Earth according to the mainstream, and even the going up and down. I think that was on LS. Just watch that video. Stop. Yeah, you get muted if you post absolute nonsense. Like, please stop spamming this like low knowledge garbage. Oh, this is why I did this. Oh, this will go higher. That's why I did this. Okay, there it is. Yeah. So, anyways, go back here. This is going back to that hurricane, and end the stream a bit over limit. Okay, so here's the hurricane. This is me doing this. I recorded myself. There's over the HD footage. This is a random one from so Hurricane Bernice matches there. This again irrefutable in my view. It's pretty damn irrefutable to me. And it's only like, and it's the fact it's only like me and this random guy 14 years ago with like no subscribers got it. That's literally pretty good argument that they were halfway to the moon, and Earth is rotating and round. Yeah, check his previous comments. I know he's asking a bunch of questions. I'm just saying, stop asking stuff. I mean, watch the video before you ask questions. It's like I don't want to repeat myself over and over and over again. It's like because he's asking questions thinking as if those are good questions. Those are bad questions. Those are like simple. It's like asking Grok, hey, what's the capital city of Italy? It's like, oh really? Okay, what's capital city of Japan? I'm like, well, these are stupid questions that you can find easy answers to. It's like absolute nonsense. Anyways, yeah. So going back here, So now there's a channel I found here. Quickly, the one thing I should show because. So anyways, so that hurricane one. This is again irrefutable. There's no logical explanation besides, they are literally go one of them. All right, this one is irrefutable. That's evidence. That it's unlike those like TikTok nonsense people share. Video sucks. The rainbow stuff. Yeah, I'm just asking questions because I respect this crew. What are you saying? But the video sucks. What video? The rainbow stuff. What is it? It's again. Please just watch that video. Please stop, Jim. It's like stop dumbing down this this audience. Just stop asking horrible questions. Just go find the answer. Get the mainstream answer for it, and then give me it. And see if you can outsmart the mainstream. If you can't, then please don't. It's similar to like demolitions on 9/11. It's like the mainstream explanation of gravity collapse is better than the demolition like nonsense. But then both of them cover up the 9/11 direct energy weapon. So that's what I mean. You got to be able to actually think beyond these little one-liners. Okay, these little one-line nonsense questions. All right. Anyways, going back. Okay, I don't want to lose my train of thought. Okay, now I lost my other thingy. Okay, this is the finder. So the finder here. Someone asked moon hoax debunked. So moon hoax debunked. This is a pretty good website right here. They're debunking the Bart Sibrel one. Does never before seen footage show astronauts faking the moon from deep space? No, this is actually fake. But the thing is, this footage right here, a frame from the allegedly faked Apollo 11 video by Bart Sibrel. So this right here, it's apparently this one here, but he cuts out, like he clips together the other one together. Apollo 7 launch VFX. Okay. Watch the video, Mike. Okay, this one here. I'm gonna send this last one, and then muting you. Here, watch the video. You're muted. This is unbelievable. Like the absolute nonsense. Hide, put user in timeout. 30 minutes. Okay, please stop this like garbage. Absolute. Moon landing. YouTube. Where's the? I think I put it in here. Yeah, giant lie. Like, just watch this right here, and they already explained every single one of your questions was already in this. It's like one of the first ones. It's so simple. Just watch it, please. Stop, like, ruining our lives. Okay, this is summarized one. I think it's just summary. Okay, there's a summary of it. Like, this mainstream one, again, here at MES, when I ask you, please stop talking nonsense, I'm literally telling you, don't waste my time. And I don't want to repeat myself 1,000 times. Especially to, like, literally the stupidest things. But anyways, this moon hoax one. This guy says that Bart Sibrel's version is recut out of sequence. The unedited footage simply shows astronauts preparing for TV transmission and testing camera footage. This is evident by listening to their communications in full. So there, and again, the radio communications also posted as well. Moreover, the camera trick alleged by Bart Sibrel wouldn't even have worked. So he says these communications. Yeah. So he was basically taking quotes out of context, and also I think he puts them together. Okay, so it's not actual never before seen footage or heard, as Bart Sibrel alleges. It's part of a series of color TV transmissions made by Apollo 11 astronauts on their way to the moon. And then I think, yeah, this right here. In other words, according to Sibrel's theory, no, where's the one where he cuts it up? The first of 2 live TV broadcasts made by Apollo 11 from Earth matches Sibrel's allegedly never before seen footage. Okay, Sibrel's version is a recut out of sequence. The unedited footage simply shows the astronauts preparing for TV transmission. So here's the full one. Apparently it takes out of sequence. I think he cuts them out of sequence. Okay. Okay, this is one I gotta grasp. And where's the light? There's no light here. Whoops. Why isn't... Okay, I'm gonna have to download this one. Anyways, I'm gonna prepare this one. I think this is something to it. I think that this may be that Bart Sibrel, the footage he uses is not even in sequence. Like, this is the actual original. And it's like it's like fake upon fake. Anyways, so Bart Sibrel's gonna be joining the show next week. I mean tomorrow. And so this one, I'm gonna put this right here. This is definitely worth checking out. This one. And anyways, guys, that's all for today, guys. Way over the limit. We're half an hour over. I'm gonna end the stream now. Okay, it's very hard for people to accept that they've been lied to. Too much information they hold value is based on half truth. It takes time to accept facts. Yeah, definitely. But the thing is, when someone, if you're on someone's channel and they're telling you, please, like, please stop repeating the same nonsense. It's like that you can literally, even if you don't need to believe it, just stop doing that and actually take the time to like have some courtesy. And also, if you want to learn more, just watch this full video. Again, once you watch it, you realize why the alt media in general doesn't change anything, because they're stuck on disinfo. They're stuck on literally limited hangouts like moon landing and flat Earth. It's like it's like stop moon landing, fakery, and flat Earth. Just like stop doing that. It's like stick to things that are actually real, like money printing, free energy exists, anti-gravity exists, 9/11 government murders own people, and so on, and not this giant like distraction from people. Anyways, guys, that's all for today, guys. Anyways, I'm gonna go closing the stream. I'm gonna go and close this and the threadcast end, and yeah, that's all for today, guys. And yeah, thanks for joining. And have a great day. All right, guys, have a good one, guys. Okay, anyways, and see you tomorrow and Saturday and so on. And again, guys, let other people know. Please stop asking bogus questions. An older item. Okay. Stop this. Okay. Anyways, guys, ending stream, guys, in 3, 2, 1, and yeah, let other people know. This chat is not for like spamming like one-liners. Like actually put something of effort. Anyways, and also thanks, Rigel. Original Center V program was driven by one of the better Nazi paperclip signers, Werner von Braun. Yeah, definitely, he's a high-level Mason. All right, anyways, and thanks for the stuff there. Thanks for the email and so on. And anyways, guys.